Pew 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 pew. You know what I just noticed that's super weird?
What's super
Alex,
weird?
when you do finger guns, you only do one finger on top? No, you gotta double finger that.
I'm loosey goosey, dude. I'm just shooting from the top down. You know, like I'm like sometimes I do double fingers. Sometimes I just usually like sometimes I'm just I'm playing it by the.
Look at that, already starting.
Hey, we have a podcast going on, man. I don't know if you know.
You know what the worst thing about it is?
Intro music playing. Maybe
it's a
you just
scam.
realized.
No caller ID. Like, I get one call every 3 weeks, and it has to happen right then.
You get one phone call every 3 weeks.
I mean, it's more than that. If you take out my brother calling me, that's pretty close to
like
accurate.
3 times an hour, I feel like sometimes.
Brutal.
Y'all talk like
day.
walkie-talkies. He'll be like, "Hey, I have a thought. Here you go. I'm calling you to tell you the thought." Instead of just like texting, just text. But yeah,
He's not big on the text.
It is gravy day, guys. Happy gravy day. Yeah, that was a weird start.
I was just thinking off the rails immediately.
I can't wait till like things get back to normal though, because like I miss you guys, honestly. Like we're recording this a little bit early. Yeah, Weezy misses you guys. But like we're recording this a little bit earlier than normal, like which is kind of cool, but like it's like it's just a little off with everybody not being in the same room and all of that. So apologize for that weird intro, but it is gravy day. It's episode 343, another double episode week for you guys. I hope you guys tuned in to our episode with High Dive. I thought Kyle and Zach were pretty awesome. They played some sweet tunes, and if the Zoom version of those tunes wasn't enough for you, I hope you guys went and checked out their music. High Dive on Spotify. I hope you did like I told you to. You listened to it, and then when you went to bed, you turned it on replay, and then you just turned your volume down. So they got all the credit for all the plays, the streams of it. That's what I've been doing, not to brag. But yeah, High Dive interview is pretty fun. So this is the 343rd episode, though. Just the gang. The fellas are back together, hanging out again, and we got a fun one for you, I think. I'm pretty excited about our Comeback Kids segment. It's going to be weird not having the mock draft season, but, I mean, let's just put it out. We knew who was going to win this going into it last week. So, I don't know.
Last I checked, it was, like, super even, and I was in the lead for, like, a day and a half. And then you sent this yesterday, and I check it, and I guess you guys just use your burners.
We were, like, 33% pretty much at one point. Like, I don't think
I was consistently, like, 38 to 41.
Okay,
so
well,
I had the
when
lead.
I saw on
Were
Sunday,
you up that high?
I think at one point, maybe like this first second.
And then I finished sub 30. It's very burnery seeming to me.
Or you just had shit. You went mustard twice. Like half of your picks were mustard.
And for 90% of the time that voting was allowed, that wasn't a problem.
Well, people realize maybe. I don't know. Like I don't have a burner. Robert doesn't have a burner. I don't think. Robert might have a burner. I don't know.
KD said that too.
KD did say that, but we're not KD. We're not KD. We'll talk about mock draft seasons, like final results coming up here in a bit. But I guess let's just get right into it. You want to do where you been?
Yeah.
Where you been? 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 Where you gone? Where you gone? Since you been up? Where you been? Where you been? Where you been?
All right, guys. Do you want me to start first? Because I feel like once again,
I want to go first.
You want to go first? Okay.
I want to go first.
No, I want to go first.
All right, no, Robert goes first.
Nope, too bad. I'm already talking.
Robert, you
Go
go.
Go ahead, Pat. Go ahead.
We'll mute him.
I haven't been doing much.
Robert, if you wanted to start us off, that'd be awesome.
Okay, so what I've been doing. Go ahead. Go. Let Pat go. Let Pat go. He's so angry.
No, you go.
No, Pat, go. Or I'm going to mute you again.
I've been watching Dave. Watch Dave.
Fucking awesome, right?
Little Dicky show. I started Monday on my break in between my shifts. I knocked out 3 then, and then I knocked out the other 6 yesterday.
It's so good.
I'm so jacked. Like I thought it was just gonna be like a funny sitcom type thing. The depth of like emotion and storylines and shit that they put into some of this. Holy fuck, man! I thought it was just gonna be like funny the whole time. Like it's a legit like full on show.
I don't think you've seen Atlanta with Donald Glover, but it's got like that kind of vibe to it where he's not the rapper, but his friend is, and it's kind of like there's rap culture in there and like trying to break into the rap culture, but then like I don't know, like the element of Jay Farrow from SNL had a show on Showtime too, and I can't remember what it was called, but it's kind of like a combo of those two. But just it is that like the relationship aspect of it, and then like the mental health aspect of it, and a lot of points where like you're like, okay, that's really deep. Like I did not expect Lil Dicky to do that. I thought he was going to talk about fucking with Pangea and like like that, and like he does do little
and having
Dicky
a
stuff.
weird messed up dick.
Yeah, he does do little Dicky stuff. So like he makes fun of himself. He has that kind of humor, but then it's like, oh, that got serious there too.
Did you realize that that his girlfriend in that show, that was the girl from the pillow talking video?
Oh yeah, I'm just pillow talking with a bitch.
I didn't realize it because she had red hair in that, but like once I saw it, I was like, oh shit, she's really good in the show. Like really, everyone in the show,
every single person in that show
nails
awesome.
their part. Gata
is awesome. His redhead roommate is awesome. His manager, I can't remember his name right now, but yeah, I was that was my not cool actually for High Dive. The High Dive episode I did on Monday, where my not cool was like when you get super into a show and then you realize that there's only like one season, or you're all caught up on it and you're like, damn it. But now
like I'm gonna be really pissed off tonight when I watch that episode, and then I'm like, oh well.
I think there's one more episode left in this season.
Yeah, it's tonight. So Wednesday. I don't know. Most people probably won't be listening to this tonight. I don't know. Some of you might be, but then you can't watch Dave anyway because you have to listen to this in one take. That's the rules.
Right. That's the rules. That's what we say. I'm sorry. That's this law.
But other than that, not really doing a lot. Just working. We're planning on opening the restaurant back up on Friday at 25% capacity. So it was just a lot of working out logistics and shit on that the last couple of days.
Is everybody in the restaurant having to like wear masks and all kinds of crazy
stuff?
stuff?
Oh yeah, we've been masked and gloves.
I mean, I'm not saying
like
crazy as in it's crazy. I'm just saying that they're just measures that haven't been ever usually taken like that much. So like it's good to know that people are doing that.
Yeah. Oh, and we try and keep it to curbside too. Like, you can come in if you want. It's not a problem. But it just, we'll be sitting there doing nothing, and all of a sudden a car will whip into the parking lot. We see them getting out, and we're like trying to scramble and like redo our masks to like meet them before they get in the door. They're like, can we not come in? I'm like, no, you're allowed to. We're just trying to keep you out.
It is weird, like, and I'll talk about this kind of later in another segment, but it is kind of funny. Like I'm trying to like walking in and out of work. I don't wear it, but like when I go out if I go to a store or any other like public place besides work or home, then I'll throw them on. And like I was picking up something the other day, and it's just like after you wear it for a while, you're just like, man, I am like, it is hot under this mask. Like, my breath is just blowing right back on me. This is getting obnoxious, but you're like, I'm being part of the solution, not part of the problem. So
I've come to the conclusion that the best
and also
feeling
getting
in the world,
sick sounds like way worse than just having hot breath.
The best feeling in the world right now is when you've had the plastic latex gloves on for a while, and then you finally take it off. Because it's basically a condom on your hand, so there's no air. Like you can see after a while when you're wearing it, you can see the sweatiness of your hand underneath.
Oh yeah.
And when you take that off and your hand gets to breathe, it's the best fucking feeling in the world right now. Nothing tops that shit.
So you have pretty much just been watching Dave and hanging at the restaurant, working hard. Like, you've been working your ass off, though. I feel like you've been working more than you normally are.
Oh yeah. Like I'm working way more hours, and it's not like it's all necessarily hard work. It's long hours, and it's kind of just mentally draining.
Yeah.
Because it's not like I'm doing fucking manual labor.
Well, it's tiring after a while.
Yeah.
All right, so that's where you've been. What about you, Bobby Jokes? What have you been up to? Have you been doing the same stuff as everybody else, where you're like, this is what I've watched, and these are maybe games I've played?
Yeah, pretty much.
And work.
I was and work. Luckily, I started watching Middleditch and Schwartz.
Dude, how is it?
It's really good. It's so there's 3 episodes, and it's a long form improv. At the beginning of each episode, they'll ask the audience, "Oh, hey, is there something coming up that you're nervous or excited about?" And then they'll zero into one person that they hear and ask them, just a couple questions back and forth, like, "Oh, like, tell me about that thing. Tell me about this thing. Do you have kids?" And then they'll do like an hour-long show based off that person, that prompt. And it's all improv.
Yeah. So I think, was it Groundlings, I want to say they were in, or Second City? I know that they were in one of those two, because they were with TJ Miller, and I think it was Second City. It's in Chicago. And like that's a big improv, like acting like a lot of SNL guys go over there, but like just like I think Ben Schwartz is one of the most like underrated guys ever. Everybody knows him. Like if you don't know who that is, it's John Ralphio from Parks and Rec.
Okay, I thought that's who. Like I couldn't remember the name. John Ralphio. Yeah, he's the best.
But like he's such a good actor. And Thomas Middleditch, if you've watched him on
Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley, he's like awkward and he's not at all the way his character was. So it's funny. It takes a second to like see him on anything else where you're like, he's a spaz. Like he's loud. He's crazy. He gets wild. Like it's funny like watching him out of that element. I haven't gotten to watch Middleditch and Schwartz yet, but like in other stuff you see him in, you're like, yeah, that guy's cool. And on Instagram, if you follow him on social media and stuff, he's silly as shit, man. Like he's got that, like he's my kind of guy, you know? Like right, like it's that obscure, weird humor. And so the two of them together is pretty awesome. Have you seen the Mulaney and Nick Kroll one? I can't remember what it's called.
I haven't seen that one.
On Broadway.
Yeah, that's pretty good too. You haven't seen that.
Those I fucking love those characters that they do. The old guys, they're fucking great.
You said so it's 3 hours, just 3 episodes.
Yeah, 3 episodes, about like 54 minutes each.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm kind of running thin on things I've been watching, you know.
Yeah, about. I want to start Righteous Gemstones, but like, you know, I already took my detour. I know, but I already took my detour off of Breaking Bad to do Dave. So like, I'm really trying to finish Breaking Bad, but like watching comedy has always been my wheelhouse. So it's really hard to settle in on the drama.
And Righteous Gemstones, you could burn through in like 2 days too, because it's only one season. Like if it was multiple seasons, then I'd be like, I don't know, but like I think you could crush. Like you'll probably crush Righteous Gemstones, and I would say 3 days, just because.
Oh, I'm sure I would.
It's that good, and they're 30-minute episodes too. So like Dave is 30-minute episodes or 25.
Oh yeah, that makes it easier.
Where it's like you get sad, you're like, just give me an hour so I can be into this. But then when you look at an hour-long series, you're like, well, that means it's this many hours to catch up. Like I don't know, for some reason, a 30-minute show seems like it's super easy to just burn through, but then you burn through it and you miss it. And you wish there was more.
I'm already there on Dave.
Yeah,
so and it's technically not even over.
Middleditch and Schwartz, and then what else have you been up to?
That's pretty much it. That's the most exciting thing I've done all week.
That is pretty much like, what did you watch on Netflix? Like that's what we should just call this that segment, or that's that segment this that. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking. I'll tell you guys where I've been though. So I guess that is me still talking. Crawfish streak, fellas. Good news. At 15 weeks in a row, the magic number of 22 set by the Cal Ripken of crawfish himself, as in me, 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So I'm feeling pretty confident I'm gonna hit that. You know. Am I experiencing a little crawfish fatigue? I would be lying if I said no. I would be lying.
Well, it's because you don't get the variety anymore. You're forced into.
I did though this time. So BB's usually is the way to go, but I was like looking at like places you can like if you just type in crawfish on DoorDash, it doesn't show you like everywhere that you can get crawfish. It just shows you place with crawfish in the name. So I was like local places I can get crawfish from on DoorDash, and Sam's Boat popped up, and I've been to Sam's Boat on Richmond before to have crawfish. So I was like, hell, let's try it. Let's go Sam's Boat. Not as good as BB's. I think I gave it a 6.1 on the Alex scale. And I'm a pretty tough judge, honestly. Like, nines are going to be really hard to come by with me, just because I think if you have 9s in crawfish, like, you are murdering those crawfish. Like, those are just bomb crawfish. But, like, a 7-ish is, like if you're in the 7s with me, that's a pretty high grade. There was 6.1, which isn't terrible. But, I mean, I don't know. I thought, and again, like, I've got to give everybody a little bit of an asterisk just because getting it delivered, like, you know, it's in those bags. It's not necessarily out, like, you know, when it comes to you normally, where it kind of cooks a little bit more sometimes, I feel like. So maybe that's the reason that it's not as, like, typical quality as it normally is. But I thought there was no problem with the crawfish, really. I just, it was good, not great. Good, not great. And, just like, my God, we are in prime crawfish season with just the size. Like, there's baby lobsters all over the place. I thought maybe BB's was one, but Sam's Boat had some fucking giant bad boys out there. Like, I was getting like crab-sized claws just worth of meat. It was awesome.
That's what's up. That's the best. When you can get claw meat out of a crawfish, you're like, these are some big motherfuckers.
And then when you just get that like fat stack of it, like I was getting a couple of those, so that was pretty dope. The crawfish streak is at 15 weeks, and yeah, I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna beat it now, unless, you know, some crazy shit happens.
That's what she said.
Or that's what he said too. Either or. Either or. But the crawfish streak's at 15 weeks, and so that's going well. Then I think I got to bring maybe the crawfish shirt should make a return. Should I throw that back in the store? I don't know. I saw some people buying some stuff in the store this week. I'm pretty happy.
Maybe we should just have some sort of crawfish shirt, not necessarily the Cal Ripken of crawfish one, but something.
Well, a lot of other crawfish shirts are just generic. Like Cal Ripken of crawfish is past the gravy, you know?
But if you wear that and you're not you, is that stolen valor?
No, I think you're just supporting. You're supporting the Cal Ripken of crawfish. Like if you
Okay.
wore Cal Ripken's jersey, you're not saying I'm the Iron Man. You know, you're not saying like I can start the most consecutive baseball games without not starting a game ever. Like you're not taking credit for that. You're just saying I'm a Cal
You mean
Ripken.
without missing a game? You said without starting a game.
Well, that's what I meant. Yeah. So yeah, you could.
It's always fun correcting somebody on that.
Right. Well, no, I mean, I knew what it was. I just fucking said it. But yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be tight. It has like because it's a pretty cool shirt. I wear it every now and then. It says
It is a cool
It
shirt.
looks like a baseball shirt with like the crawfish. It's got a little crawfish in like the little baseball swing, like where the after the S it goes or the H it turns around and goes all the way to the top, and then it's got the number 8 on the back with the PTG logo. I think it's pretty cool. Maybe I'll bring that back. And then I've been thinking about like I want to do something where we can like donate to COVID relief and stuff because I want to do like I feel like we should try and give back a little bit. But like one, I don't understand when people are like this is going to COVID relief. Like where does that go? What does that mean? Like COVID relief is like do I just give it to somebody that's struggling with like finances? Do I give it to somebody that's sick actually? Do I like I don't know. I have a hard time. I'm not saying don't donate, but I just have a hard time like when I don't know where stuff is going. Like I have a hard time being like, okay, like if this is hurricane relief, I know it's going to help people that were affected by a hurricane, but like if it's COVID relief, is it the people that were displaced that lost their jobs, or is it the people that are actually sick? Like I'd like to have a real answer. So if anybody knows like some sort of like group or charity that we could possibly do that to, like I'd be.
There's
down
probably
with
a
it.
number you can call for like the city of Houston to be like,
See, I'm being lazy.
I'm
just DM me
raising
or
funds.
hit me up on Twitter at PastGayPod, at Alex J. Middleton, at NotPatDion, at Robert Barbosa 03. If you know one like where we can trace where the money goes to, you know, like I feel weird giving money to just like random charities where I don't know where it goes. So there we go. Like, you know, after the breast cancer awareness thing, like I'm not raising money for COVID awareness. I want relief. You know, awareness just means, hey, this is a thing.
We're in lockdown. Everyone's fucking aware.
Right. So yeah. Yeah, thanks to the people that bought some stuff from the PTG store. That's pretty awesome. And then watching the draft. I've been watching the draft. That's also where I've been. I watched it with Pat the first 2 nights. Man, honestly, like just to appreciate to all the Gravy Gang that hopped on the live streams with us. That was cool. I know Brett Brandon was there. Darren Hemel was there. We had Josh Tree. We had your boy Tyler Thomason. We had was Anders?
Anson for a second or
Anson,
two.
Anson, not Anders. Ajali hopped on. She's new to the Gravy Gang. That was cool. And then who else did we have on? I feel like we had a bunch of people.
Kurt, did you say Kurt?
Curtis, the OG, the godfather of Pass the Gravy was on there. I know he just
Todd,
doesn't listen.
Brandon.
Todd was there. Brett was
I think you
there.
said Brandon already.
Yeah. And Eleanor was there. His daughter.
I
was
want
there.
to call you
She
out a
was the
little bit
star
on
of the
that
show.
too. Night 2, when finally, and I get it, you were very tired. We'd been streaming
drunk.
for
I was getting
multiple hours at that point. And you said, you're like, I'm just going to end the stream. And I was like, dude, just play it. There's not that much left. And you go, okay. And like 10 minutes later, you're like, fuck it, I'm done, dude. There's 177 picks tonight. When you ended it, you thought there was like 30 more picks left to go. 2. There was 2 more picks that happened after you ended it.
I don't know, dude. I got like on the second night of the stream, man. Like I got drunk because
I
it
know,
was Friday
and you said
night.
you were going to.
Yeah, I was planning on getting fucked up, and I did. And there was just times where I was like, I don't know. Like I had like the like. Do you ever get like drunk and you just get like anxiety of like, I hope I'm not embarrassing myself or doing anything dumb. Like I was like, am I gonna fall asleep on the stream? Like I don't know what's gonna happen. I was nervous.
That would have
that
been great.
I was nervous. I saw Tom Green actually had that happen in one of the live streams he was doing. Like he was just kind of hanging out and he like put his head down and just didn't get up and like just fell asleep. But
it feels like
know.
performance art from Tom Green though.
It could have been. But I don't know. I was just drunk and I guess I was getting cranky or whatever. And then I was just like, guys, I'm out. Like,
Hey, better
at
safe
that point
than sorry.
too, it was kind of towards the end of that round too. And then like I knew that like the conversation just wasn't as much like as like what it was. You know, I felt like the conversation was kind of fizzling out. Everybody seemed kind of tired. And I was like, maybe I'm the guy that's going to start a revolution and just be like, hey, let's do this. And then you're like, no, fuck you, Alex. And I was like, oh,
yeah, we were just bullshit at that point anyway. But it made me laugh that like you finally tapped out. And like, I can't do this anymore. And there was 2 picks left.
I mean, to be fair, we were doing it for 4 hours, 4.5 hours. I felt like
something like that, man. That one was a marathon. Plus, what, 3 the night before?
The first night was fun. I think I'm down to do that next year too, because that was a lot of fun. I don't think it'll be the same next year. With like, hopefully, we'll have an actual draft in person and stuff. But like, I thought it was a lot of fun. We got a lot of hits on that first night, especially. We had a lot on both nights, but just that first night, we were knocking it out of the park. Patrick McClellan hopped on. Tessa was on for the Rod Ryan show too, and then Chili was on with us on Friday. I got so drunk I'm forgetting who was all on with us. You could have just been naming random names. I'm like, I don't know, probably. I don't know, that makes sense.
Bradley Cooper joined us for like 12 seconds.
I think I do remember that. You're right. No, but it was a lot of fun, and I thought that it was really funny just because I thought we stuck to our goal of not being X's and O's guys, where we were talking about like our teams and the Texans when they picked and like random stuff that was, you know, topical. But then we were just like, dude, look at fucking Goodell. How horny is Goodell right now? Like just laying back. Because that was weird. Like, Robert, I don't think you watched it. I'm assuming you didn't watch the draft. But, like, Roger Goodell was in his little, like, man cave. And, like, on the second night, he, like, he was standing to start it. And then at one point, he's just sitting straight up like a stick in his chair. And then progressively, as they would go to him, he was, like, kind of
just leaning
back,
farther and farther back.
And then he was, like, entirely reclined. And then it went to him one time, he had, like, one knee up. And it was like he was 100% laying down. And
straight up by the end of it, he was basically like me right now, where he was just chilling. Like, next pick is James Smith. He can go fuck himself.
And then his TV never had the draft on behind him. So, like, I don't know if he just put it on, like, an input. And he probably had it on, like, some sort of input. But it was like, are you watching it? Or, like, are they just telling you, Roger, we're going to you? Because, like, he'd, like, pretend like he was watching
I'm
TV.
sure he was watching.
But he would pretend like he was watching TV. And then he'd get up like, oh, hey, it's Roger Goodell. And he'd turn around to the camera. It's like, were you just watching the NFL Shield? Like, just staring at that, because that's what it made it look like. I don't think that's really what he was doing. But I don't know. Roger Goodell was
He took
weird.
a little too much Molly beforehand, so
he did seem like he was a little fucked up. But I don't know. I like
he was probably drinking like really expensive scotch in between takes. So I'm like, dude, I can't blame him for that.
Yeah. I don't know. Roger Goodell did seem more likable, I guess. Maybe if I can say that. Like, I mean, we booed him, but I think also just getting booed not in person is going to always help. It's always going to help your image. Whereas, like, every time you walk out, people aren't like, boo! Boo, fuck you. We hate you.
Did you see he's not taking a salary this year, too? I guess it's going towards relief efforts.
Oh, okay. I'm
which, like,
also not taking a salary
that's
on
awesome.
This year, by the way.
That's really cool.
Pat and I have also foregone our salaries. We're trying to make sure Robert can stay and work.
I will give away 100% of my PTG salary.
Every penny we make, and we make some money on the podcast, but like we don't pocket it at all.
But what I was going to say,
it all goes back into everything. So we're working for free all the time.
You know, there's going to be people that are like, "Oh, he donated his salary, but he makes $40 million a year, so he's probably made blah 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 blah." Like, dude, he's just donated $40 million.
I love donation shaming. Cool. Like, Jeff Bezos donated $1 billion. Yeah, well, to him, that's like a quarter. Okay, like, did he donate $1 billion or did he not donate $1 billion? Because he could have done none.
My favorite with those people is they're like, oh, that's only the equivalent of him donating $50. I'm like, have you donated $50?
Well, no, but I'm not as rich as he is.
No,
he has a
but
yacht.
You said it's like him donating $50 compared to you. Why haven't you donated $50? Well, I got bills to pay, man. Oh, shut the fuck up.
People just like to bitch. And I mean, I'm one of those people. I'm not saying I love it. I'm not saying
is therapeutic.
I love it. But I am saying that the draft was fun. All right, let's get into the Comeback Kid segment this week.
It's the Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid of the week. The Comeback Kid of the week. Bitch.
Let's go with our first comeback kid this week. And this is the biggest one, I feel like. Kim Jong-un. He might be dead.
I mean, technically he would be the biggest, too. He's a little fat porker.
He might not be dead. He might be dead. Rumors were that he's dead. Some rumors that he's in a vegetative state. The people in North Korea are like, no, he's fine. Here's a letter from him. As opposed to like, I love that like the proof of him being okay is here's a letter. Take us a goddamn picture. Send us a picture.
Yeah, my buddy was in the group chat because I sent in and then like he's dead. Like 2 days later, my buddy says to the one, no, he's not dead. He's off at a retreat to avoid coronavirus. And I was like, I'm not going to believe that he's alive or at least out of a vegetative state until I see him holding a newspaper.
Also, like, we're forgetting that North Korea is the same country that, like, tells their people that they win the Olympics every year and show them footage from, like, random stuff that's not at all North Korean sports. Like, these are the highlights. Like, that says USA, and you just crossed it out and just wrote North Korea on it. Like they're not exactly the best at giving you real information.
That tell their people that Kim Jong-un doesn't poop or pee because he works so hard, he just works it off.
And the first person that got coronavirus there, they shot.
Yeah.
Just to be like, hey, we're not dealing with you, so we're just gonna shoot you and just get rid of you. It's like, wait, okay. That seems like a logical plan. Not
so
at all.
would he be the biggest comeback kid, or would his sister now be the biggest comeback?
So is that was my next question? Is his sister going to be the like heir?
Next leader? I believe so.
Or do they get to like vote? Because I saw something about how like the is it the Zhong the Zhong dynasty or whatever it was? I don't know if it's the Kim dynasty maybe. Because Kim Jong, what was his dad? Is Kim Jong-il?
Kim Jong-il.
Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong-un, and then I don't know what her name is. But
Kim Yo or Kim Sung something?
Was it Kim Sung Yo? I feel like Yo was in it. Maybe I just wanted
Yeah, hold on. I've got it right here. Kim Yo Jong.
Which is a baller-ass name.
She puts the cute and execute everyone in the village.
Not great still. But Kim Yo is a cool name, I think. You know,
I mean, it's better than Kim K.
Is it?
I don't know. I hate them both.
Is it? But yeah, I think that it's interesting. I feel like he's dead because I feel like he would have done something now, like to like say,
He's
hey,
dead.
yo, I'm not dead. You know, like if
He
I
would have
heard
had a
rumors
public
of me being
parade.
dead that I didn't want, I would be like, hey guys, I'm alive.
I've had to do that.
You did. There was a time where we told people Pat Dion died. We made a whole Facebook page and everything.
I got like 37 calls in the middle of a class in college, and I was like, what's going on?
I believe I didn't lead that charge, but I definitely hopped on it.
Yeah.
Definitely hopped on it. Where I was like, oh, miss you, bro. Didn't we write everybody on your Facebook? Like, oh, dude, miss you. I remember when we were cracking beers, man, all the good times we had. And
I got out of class and had to make like 16 calls. Like, what's happening?
Because RIP Pat Dion was like a whole Facebook page.
I had to go on the Facebook page
yeah,
and
it's
be like, I'm
funny.
not dead, guys. I'm still here.
Just FYI, it was an elaborate ruse. But Robert, what do you think? Do you think Kim Jong-un is dead?
He's dead.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's dead.
Now we all get to play that game where we all thought, well, there's no way Kim Jong-un will be crazier than his father was, and turns out he was way crazier. And now we get to play the game of, well, there's no way his sister's going to be crazier than he was, and she's definitely fucking crazier than he was.
She's a woman.
No,
I mean,
I've just heard that.
Let's
like,
just
she's
get that
fucking
out
nuts.
there.
Which is gonna be really fun when like human rights abuses start coming out with her, and then people pull up all the tweets of people from the Olympics like, look at how graceful Kim Jong-un's sister is. She's stealing the show. You're like, you guys are really fucking stupid. You know that?
Well, like, also, I'm ready. Like, get ready for Twitter to be like, well, now North Korea has a female leader before the U.S. does. Are they more
what do you mean,
progressive?
get ready?
It's like,
It's already
have
happening.
started.
Have you not seen it? Like, I saw somebody.
I've not been
that
super
I
big
follow.
on Kim Jong-un's sister's Twitter stuff yet, but I should
fought
maybe.
the urge for a full day to tweet back at somebody that I follow that put, wow, North Korea has a female leader before the United States.
She was appointed then. So
Just to like.
not elected.
I was torn. Like, I almost said, you're a fucking idiot. And then I almost went like, well, you understand there's things called elections versus just lineal dictatorships being appointed. And then I was back like, oh no, just call him a fucking idiot. And then I decided not to say anything. But it took me like a full day, and I was drunk during most of this. So the self-control was very good by
crazy
me.
Self-control. So I was talking to him about this the other day because on the Rod Ryan show a couple days ago, at one point Rod was like, "Is it weird that I care about like whether or not Kim Jong Un is dead more than I cared about anything about the royal family or like royal weddings?" And I was like, "No, it's not, because this actually matters." And I was like, "Isn't it weird that like kings and queens were like, I get like how it started or whatever, but like that's crazy that was like those people rule the world, like ruled the land. It's like if you were born into this family and only this family, so all of you idiots over there that weren't born into this bloodline, you're fucked. Like you're never gonna have a say in anything. We're gonna be in charge of you, and just because I had a kid and that kid grew up, that kid is now in charge of your kid, who will be in charge of your kids' kids, and all of that shit." And it's like that's amazing. It's like, oh well, this person has to die, but like the Kim dynasty or the Jong dynasty is like the same thing over there in North Korea. If she takes over, like people are saying, that it's like that's nuts that just like a family runs it. You know, it's not a business, it's a fucking country. And it just be like, well, because you know, like you have fuck ups in every family. I mean, you have fuck ups in political parties and stuff, but it's like when they fuck up, then you can vote them out. Like if you have a shitty family that's in charge, and it's like, I don't know. Like wasn't Ivan, like King Ivan the Terrible, was like a bad guy, and it's like, I mean, I don't
wasn't
think
a king. He was a
he
czar.
wasn't a king. Okay, what's the difference though?
It's
Czar
Russian
sounds
for king.
cool. Okay, so he was a king.
Basically, I mean, that's not the direct translation,
But like being called the Terrible makes it seem like you were a dick, guys. Like I don't know if he was like, no, I'm badass.
there was also Ivan the Great.
Well, it sounds way better. There was an Alex the Great. I know that.
Was there?
Alexander the Great.
There you go.
Alexander the Great.
Guarantee you nobody called him Alex.
Maybe those close to him.
This dude conquered a third of the known world. Someone was like, hey, what's up, Alex? Their head's on a fucking pike at the edge of the village.
I don't know. Maybe his boys called him Alex.
He didn't have boys.
He might add boys. He might add.
He had yes men.
He had yes men, but then they probably
Actually,
like,
no. I take that back.
Yo,
You
Alex,
don't conquer,
what's up, bro?
You don't conquer a third of the world without having your boys by your side.
Yeah, you had to have a couple ride or dies. Not a lot of guys, but like he had a couple.
And they were probably like his top generals, but they were also the only ones that could be like, dog, that's a stupid idea. Don't fucking do that.
It is weird though, just to be like, you were born into this family. This is now who is telling you what to do. Like but that's his daughter. I don't fucking know anything about her. What does she know?
Well, you can still get out of that.
Yeah,
well,
like,
as long as you're not the firstborn.
Well, it's
All
like,
you
what's
gotta
his
do
face?
is marry someone from a different country and then go,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Well,
Harry,
but also,
Prince Harry, the fucking idiot.
he probably wouldn't have been put. You think it's stupid that he's peacing out? Like, I would have been like, dude,
I
don't
think it's
fucking give a
very
shit.
dumb.
I don't give a shit. I wouldn't want, like, it's not real. Like, the fucking queen in England doesn't have a say. Like, she probably has, like, some pull because people, like, respect her because she's the queen, but, like,
No pull.
like no actual pull. Like, maybe people, like, go to her because she could have influence to people, like, and talk
Oh,
to them.
I think it's just
but,
more
like,
dumb that anytime you just peace out on your family and go fuck yourself, unless you're Aaron Rodgers.
I was about to say, says the fan of Aaron Rodgers, who hasn't
But also,
ever talked to his family. Is
in
it
both
weird
of these
that his
situations,
backup
I
has
blame,
now got the same name as his brother? That's odd.
in both of these situations, I blame the woman. I blame Meghan Markle for getting in fucking Harry's ear and being like, dude, fuck your family. And I blame Olivia Munn for turning Aaron against his family.
You're saying you blame the American for going to the Brit and being like, yo, we should fuck off from these Brits because they're too demanding.
I'm pretty sure that makes you anti-American.
What
Yeah.
I'm saying is hashtag blame
Pat
all
is
women.
anti-American.
That's what I'm getting from that, Bobby.
I want to start the hashtag blame all women.
I'm not gonna. I don't condone that. We
Behind
here at
every
Passive Gravy
great man
are
who
not
fucks up,
for
there's
that.
a woman that was in his ear.
I mean-
Hashtag Yoko Ono.
I think that Meghan Markle doing that would be the most American thing. Like, do you not remember how we kind of started this whole bad boy?
I'm
Like,
sorry, if she was American, she would have married a goddamn Kennedy and not some fucking European soy boy.
Dallas ruined the Kennedys, dude. Like,
I mean, there's a lot of things that ruin the Kennedys.
but
Mostly
like,
death.
Meghan Markle pretty much revolutionary warred the royal family.
But this was our plan. We've been laying in wait for 300 years. 250 years, whatever it is.
She was our Manchurian candidate. She got in there and she knew what to do. All right. So Kim Jong-un, comeback kid. Our next comeback
Hold
kid.
on, weren't they going to move to Canada?
I think they lived in Canada for a while.
Like, okay, you see that? First of all, right there, that's why I'm not anti-American. You can't separate the British from America and go, but we're gonna go to like British territory.
No.
We're not even gonna live in America.
I thought that was like a
Fuck
hilarious.
yourself.
I thought that was like a hilarious like troll on their part, where they're like, you know what, fuck England, and they're like, well, you're gonna go to the States and just hang out in the States, and she's like, nope, we're going to Canada, so fuck you, double fuck you. We're gonna go to the people.
Now,
We're gonna go far enough away, but not to the United States, so you can't bitch at us about going to live where she's from.
if
now we're
she
just in
now
between.
cheated with Justin Trudeau and was like, fuck England and fuck the only territory England has left.
She better not cheat on Prince Harry now. Like, she better not. I'm team Meghan and Harry, man. Pro them. You guys know.
Hashtag blame all
You guys
women.
know how big of a fan of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry I've always been on this podcast.
I am a fan of her because she was in a show I liked one time. So
She was in that one episode of The League. You're right, and she was.
Yep.
She held a briefcase on Deal or No Deal.
did not know that. Never
She
watched
did-
that show.
She did do that, and she was great. She was great at it. And a lot of other things too, but those are the two things on TV that I saw her on. Okay, so Kim Jong-un is a comeback kid. Then our next comeback kid is tributes. All right, now guys, I don't know if you are
This
the
is just
same.
a tribute.
I know I wanted to play that, but yeah, we should. But it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. It's just the name of the song. And so Pat will whistle it, but I feel like everybody is doing like, and I'm not saying it's bad, but just like I have a question. So this could be an unpopular opinion, and if like you guys want to just roast me, just like know that this is trying to come from a good place. But I feel like everything is becoming a tribute now. All right, and like a lot of it is like I'm trying to decide if is it considered a tribute if you're just trying to go viral for it.
It's a shitty tribute. No, you know what it is? It's probably actually just a boomerang.
Because it comes back to you. It comes.
No, because you're a fucking asshole. That's why.
No, I was gonna say because you're doing all this stuff under the guise of like, well, look at me doing things for others, but it really
I
just
said
comes
it
back
as a
to
joke, and
you.
you still found a fucking
But
way
see,
to run with it.
no, but
God
you're right.
damn it.
You made a good point, Pat. You unknowingly made the best argument, I would say.
I hate
You're
life.
like, hey, I'm doing this thing. Like I don't know. What I really got this from is like, I've been seeing like a lot of things where like, oh, so and so does tribute to honors healthcare workers and first responders with tribute, and it's like, so Pat learned how to play the saxophone, so he played Amazing Grace and dedicated it to the healthcare workers, and then everybody's like, look at this video, oh my god, how awesome is that? This guy, can you believe that? And it's like, did you think that he did that to also maybe get himself out there too, being like, hey,
Clout.
I love, by the way, I love healthcare workers. Also, just letting you guys know, we are a huge pro healthcare worker podcast, pro first responders podcast. We're dead. This is this podcast ourselves. This is our own tribute to healthcare workers. So this one's to you guys. Because a lot
How
of it is
sexy
like,
would I look if I played a saxophone?
it's a saxophone at that point.
Ooh, there you
Yeah,
go.
There you go. But like, I think that like
Play
a lot
nothing
of
but
it
Careless Whisper.
is like, you know, if just like a musician is like just John Legend, just throwing a name out there. I think John Legend is incredible, but like, and his wife, I'm not a big fan of, but like John Legend, awesome. So like, say John Legend was like, this is just a tribute to the healthcare workers, and John Legend like plays a song, and they're like, man, he dedicated it to healthcare workers, and it's like, it goes viral. Is it? Do you not think John Legend is like a little bit like happy that it comes back to him? It's not so much that, but there was like this whole thing about Blue Angels flying over New York City. And I was like, that's awesome. But like, if you're doing a tribute to healthcare workers, like, shouldn't the healthcare workers see the tribute? And like, wouldn't they be at the healthcare facilities working when you're flying over them? And like, how does a plane flying over a hospital be like, oh, this is a tribute, tight. Like this plane flying over a city is a tribute to healthcare workers.
So
Oh,
unnecessary.
I totally got that. You're right. No, but like that's what I'm saying. Like that's basically the same thing as us being like, and you know what? This podcast is for all the healthcare workers out there. It's
You know,
how.
this
We're
this
not.
flight
It's
of-
not about them at all. But no, but it is. It is because
This
it's
flight
us
of
doing the thing
eight
we already did.
F-16s probably cost 10 grand in jet fuel. But, you know, we could have donated that, but screw it. Let's just fly some planes.
I don't know. And like, okay, oh my God, can you believe that so and so taught her daughter to sing this song for healthcare workers? And it's like, Yes,
Because
maybe.
kids will mimic whatever you tell them to.
Right. And I think a lot of it is like, I don't know. I'm very skeptical watching videos on the internet now where I'm like, that's fake. that's totally staged. Like, I'm just like, I don't believe anything's real at
It
this
took
point
you
now.
until 2020 to start doing that?
No, but it's just like, it makes me, it upsets me that like, I can't just watch a video that's like, oh, this is a sweet, like, it's a 4-year-old girl singing a song to nurses, you know, but like, instead I'm like, fuck you, your mom put you up to this because your mom wanted to get clout, so your mom could do this. Because it's always like, y'all, my daughter had this thing happen and she's just feeling so down, so if everybody could retweet this picture of her just so I could show her that there is people that care out there. It's like, or you could also get like, it's like my thing about the I'll give you free money if you retweet this. Like,
Yep.
people just want clout a lot of times, I think. And it's like, you can play it under the, like, I'm doing it for this cause. I'm not saying that everybody's doing that, because I do think there's people that are like, I want to play a song for the healthcare workers. But it's like, at the end of the day, like, unless it's to a healthcare worker, like if you had a, like Dave Grohl serenaded a guy that was, or he played to a guy that was a big Foo Fighters fan on Jimmy Kimmel. And I was like, that's a tribute. You know, it's for the guy. The guy's literally watching it. I'm not saying healthcare workers aren't watching the internet and don't see it later on. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of this stuff is people that are kind of clout chasing, but just disguising it as a tribute.
It's the next version of what, like you said, the people that said, share so my kid knows they're beautiful, or the people before that were, you know, I told my kid so-and-so happened, and my 3-year-old said, Mommy, why are people polluting the earth, and why can't they just pass this Emission Standards Act? Like, bitch, you know they fucking didn't. These are all the same people. It's just the next level of what they figured out of what to say.
Woke,
to grab
yeah, the super woke kids. Like, oh,
Yeah.
my mommy said, fuck the president. Or my kid said, Mommy, why does the president not care about this and this and this? And it's like, your kid would not know about, like, healthcare.
My 13-year-old
Unless you're
first
preaching it to
words
him
were
all the time.
Green New Deal. Like, no, they fucking weren't.
And I'm not just, I was just picking like the Trump thing because I feel like I've seen that a lot. But like, if you're on Reddit, guys, go look up the subreddit Woke Kids. It's fucking fantastic because it's all just
Oh, it's
posts
great.
of that. Like, and,
Also,
like,
check out
my
Kids Are
3-year-old
Fucking
came to me and told me this. Check out what?
Kids are fucking stupid.
That's another good. Yep.
That's a
yep.
great one.
But I just feel like tributes are back. I mean, whether or not it's real good heart, like, I think a lot of them come from a place of good nature, you know. But I
And
do
a
think
lot
a lot
of them
of
come from trying to fucking get clicks.
like a lot like. So I did this dance for healthcare workers, and it's like, you learned a TikTok dance for, like, how does that attribute to? Because they're gonna be like, man, I'm really glad this guy that I don't know did this TikTok dance. Now I feel better. Like, if it's a healthcare worker doing it, I'm all for it. I think healthcare workers, let's make those motherfuckers go viral, you know? Like, they're fucking doing a bunch of shit that, like, I've not done. Like, other people aren't doing too. But, like, I don't know. I just think a lot of people are trying to do the clout chase / under the guise of, like, a tribute thing. I am apologizing if I'm upsetting anybody. I'm not trying to upset anybody. I'm just trying to be real here. This is how we go. So tribute to our comeback kid. And again, like I said, this podcast is now a tribute to healthcare workers and first responders. So if you guys wanted to see if we could make the, like, if it, like, would be a real shame. I'm telling you guys, it'd be a real shame if anybody did this, was to, like, tweet a link to this podcast and be like, wow, I can't believe such my favorite podcast did such a great tribute to healthcare workers, and you just retweeted out like a link to our podcast. That'd be a real shame, guys, if you did that.
Terrible.
That'd be crazy. You guys were to just flood the timelines with, man, podcast provides tribute to healthcare workers and first responders. Like, that'd be nuts. Our next comeback kid is parades. Now, not like championship parades or anything like that, but this is another thing I've seen a lot of, and this is, I feel like we've had a bunch that are, like, a bunch of comeback kids right now are just the perfect, like, when we listen back, if you were to listen back in like 3 years, you're gonna be like, that was when coronavirus was going on. Like, it's gonna be a weird time capsule, I feel like. And it's parades. So parades, not necessarily like marching band parades or anything, but birthday parades are really big ones, or like anniversary parades, or graduation parades, where, and I'm not saying I'm anti this at all, where it's like, oh, so it's because you guys know I'm anti birthday guy, like, oh my god, I'm an adult, here's my birthday, everybody should celebrate me, look at me. Like, I don't care if you have people over or whatever, but like, birthday months when you're past the age of like 16 is get the fuck out of here.
Oh, also, by the way, happy birthday to my brother.
Is it his birthday today?
Yeah, I was talking to him on the phone this morning for like 10 minutes, like 5 minutes, and he said something about it because he was like,
You didn't
I'm
remember
stuck
it
at
was
work.
his birthday.
Well, I literally just woken up.
He didn't remember.
I would have
birthday.
gotten there eventually, but he was like, "Yeah, I'm at work." Like, and I'm bored out of my mind. Happy birthday to me. And I was like, "Oh yeah, happy birthday." Like I literally woke up 3 minutes ago because I woke up to your call, but
It blows
I
my
would've
mind that
gotten
Pat
there. I
doesn't
would've gotten
remember
there.
family members' birthdays. I'm not saying like
his
everybody's,
I do know.
but like I feel like you have to know your mom, dad, brother, and or brother, sisters, like and like significant
Mom,
other's birthday.
Grandma, brother, me. That's all I got. I've got 2 other sisters, of course, a dad and a grandfather as well.
Mom is May 16th. Dad.
So I'm like 50%.
December 28th. Brother, December 31st. Emma, January 30th.
And the funny thing is, I could never remember growing up if my brother was February 28th or not February, April 28th or April 29th.
Like, if his birthday's in February. You really
No, and it really only locked in because
that'd be great.
at work our login is our birthday. So like I had to learn his to do like manager controls back in the day before I was a manager. So that's really the only reason 0429 ever locked into my brain.
That would be funny though if it was in February and he's like, "Oh shit, you're right. It's not February."
No, like my best friend since
You just think the 28th of every month is his birthday.
Sometime in October. I know somebody in my family has a September. Not sure which one it is.
See,
it might
those
be my
don't
sister.
count. Those don't count.
I don't care because people will let me know when it's coming up.
But like when it's your family member, like you gotta know. Although I do have our family does like a calendar every Christmas, and it's got like everybody's birthday on it, and I always feel like a boss being like, "Oh, hey, happy birthday, cousin Meredith."
I'm the baby.
Like I just send them the
They
text and I
have to
check the thing every day.
Oh, see, no. Extended family, there's not a chance. My mom was the oldest of 10. I've got 30-something cousins.
No, but it's like a super awesome like move though. You always look like a baller. Or you look cool every single time you're like the guy that like I don't say it on Facebook. I don't wait to see it on Facebook, but you're like, "Hey, happy birthday." Or happy like my cousin's anniversary was the other day and I was like, "Hey, happy anniversary, you guys." And she's like, "Oh, thank you so much for
You
remembering."
fucking try hard.
I didn't remember. I have it on a calendar that I look at and I'm cool. I'm a nice guy. But then that way,
Fucking
it
try
helps
hard.
you remember that stuff. But parades are coming back just because, like, a lot of people I feel like I've seen during like, oh well, it was so and so's birthday. A lot of times it's like little kids where it's like, oh, my son's birthday was this week and he couldn't have a party obviously because of social distancing, but everybody did a social distancing party. So they drive by and everybody's got the balloons and the happy birthdays written all over their car. And I guess they can set down presents or whatnot.
I was gonna say it'd be
Drive
great
by.
if you didn't even slow down. You just threw a present out of your truck bed, so the kid got like a
There's a
broken
basket.
toy.
There's like a basket, but you have to get in the basket or the kid doesn't get the toy.
Ooh.
And you only get to drive by once. Like you don't get another shot. But everybody driving by, happy birthday, honk, 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 honk. Like, I am all for that. As an anti-birthday guy normally, I am all for that stuff because I get it. Like especially with kids, like they should have a fun time on their birthday. You know, like,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
kids'
not,
birthdays
I'm
are-
not
like you said-
anti-fun for birthday parties. You know,
Like you said,
I
up to like 16, 18.
And if you're an adult and you have a birthday party, I don't care. If you have a birthday party and then you assume that everybody for the whole month is going to like get you shit and just because it's your birthday month that everybody has to treat you differently, then like, no, you're a narcissist. But
We're going out for drinks for my birthday. Ken,
That's
it's
not-
fucking
that's not
Wednesday.
a-
We gotta be at work tomorrow.
like if somebody has like a Wednesday birthday and you're going out and like, hey, it's my birthday, I was just going to go out with for some drinks with friends. I don't think that's a dick move. If you're trying to plan it way in advance and all this stuff and then you have 4 more birthday celebrations because, well, I only got to go out with my coworkers, so this is actually my birthday with my old coworkers that were still friends, but then I have another party this weekend with my family, and then I have another party this weekend with some other friends. Like, you don't get 6 parties, you get 1.
Why do you want that many? How
People
is there
like-
that
people
many
just like
people in your
attention.
life
People
you
like
wanna
attention.
see?
As somebody that likes attention, people like attention. I'm just not a birthday attention guy. But I am all for these parades. Parades have been big. I've seen a lot of these, and like again, and maybe this is a viral video grab, but like I think that a lot of these though I think are cool, especially when it's for like a second grader or whatever. And for like 80-year-old guys, like I think that's super cool when like somebody's grandpa turns like 80 or 90, and they're like, we all went and we sang happy birthday to him, and like our grandparents have been married now for 80 years, and we all say, and it's like that is cool to sing from their
And
front
he
yard
yelled,
while they
"Get
watch.
off my fucking lawn!"
And called the police on us. He just couldn't see us. He's not good at singing anymore. But but I don't know. I think that parades are cool and the birthday parades are awesome. I also would like to propose an idea that we keep this around. Now, I know a lot of people are talking about the new norm, the new normal. what's going to happen when we go back? Are handshakes going to be a thing of the past? Are we ever going to shake hands again? I am a bowing guy now. I want to.
No.
I'm kind of bow guy. I think bowing would be hilarious.
As soon as the vaccine comes out, we're going back to handshakes.
Which okay, I'm a handshake guy
like
too,
I
but
said,
I think bowing would be hilarious to do.
I don't
to
know if we
everybody.
said this on the
Just
live stream
hold
for
on.
the draft or on the last podcast.
We've been
but
drunk
as
a
a-
lot lately, so
As
it
a
could be any
man,
of-
you have to shake hands, so immediately you know whether you respect them or not.
okay.
Because if you have the limp
You said that last
handshake,
week's podcast.
I couldn't remember which one it was. If you have the limp handshake, I'm not going to respect you.
So
So you're
yeah.
only shaking man's hands?
Ooh.
Are you
No,
not
I'll,
going to
sh-
shake
I'll,
women's
no,
hands?
I'll
Quite
shake
sexist.
women's
That
hands
is
too.
quite
I'm just saying
sexist.
a women's handshake does not determine my respect for them.
Why not? Equality, bro. Never heard of it? Is that why you
It
assume
just
that women
doesn't.
should just get paid less?
No, I assume they should get paid less because they work less. Oh,
We're gonna cut that part out.
just kidding.
We're gonna cut that. We
ladies.
don't condone that here on Past the Gravy. We're pro women. Actually, shout out to Lauren. Lauren was hitting me up. She was like, "Hey, where can I get Past the Gravy merch?" And I was like, "PastTheGravyMerch.com." And she went and she's like, "Well, is there any promo code or anything I can use?" I was like, "Well, since luckily you are a woman, or you identify as a woman. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know, but whatever you identify as, I'm gonna go with that." And then Lauren was like, "Hey, okay, well, like, there's no promo code." I was like, "Well, but luckily for you, women's shirts are $1 off because we fixed the wage gap." And she was like, "That's very thoughtful of you guys." So, you know, we care on this podcast. So obviously,
But back to
we
my
are a
casual
pro-women
sexism.
I see. I was trying to steer away from that, and you went right back into it. But so, like, back to the parades thing. I think,
Yeah.
like, in the new normal that we're going to talk about when we go back to everything, I think birthday parades should be a thing. And by thing, I mean option. Because how many times have you gotten invited to, like, somebody's birthday party? And not necessarily somebody's birthday party, but it's like you're like not your like good friend, but it's like a friend that you just were a casual friend of in high school.
Acquaintance.
And they're like, "Hey, my son's having a party." It's like, one, I don't know your son. I've seen your son like once ever in my life, maybe, if any. And well, he's having a 5th birthday party. Like, one, I don't know what to buy for a 5-year-old. Not a parent. Don't have any idea. And 2, like, I don't really want to do that. Like, you live all the
And
way out
3,
there.
I don't think you're going to have booze there.
But what if you get the option of just be like, "I'm gonna do a parade though. I'll do a parade." Like, because I would have loved. How many parties would you have loved to just, or obligations? You just drive by. You're like, beep, 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 happy birthday, woo, woo. Like, goes some balloons, you hand them, you set the present down, and you just drive off. You go
Also,
like, I'm about that shit, guys.
and how many people wouldn't even do it? They would just go on Fiverr and pay somebody to do it for them.
I mean, all of them work. Happy birthday from Pat.
You know, I'm going to go unpopular opinion on this one. So, Alex, you went unpopular opinion with tributes. I'm going anti-parades. I don't want that.
I'm with you.
You don't like
Don't
it
want-
even
I
right
don't-
now?
I don't care right now because I'm not
Right-
going anywhere. I'm not going
Right
anywhere.
now, you understand
But-
them, though, right?
Yeah, yes. Right now, I understand them, but I don't want them to be a thing because I don't want it to create more traffic. I don't want there to be a bunch
Yes.
of noise going on, people yelling around my place.
You're like trying
Yeah,
to
like-
get a nap in, I guess, and then beep, beep, beep,
Yeah,
beep,
if,
beep,
Yeah.
beep.
if I'm trying to take my nap in between shifts and there's 14 cars driving down the street honking horns, I'm going to be angry. Or imagine you're coming home, you've got groceries, and all of a sudden there's 37 cars in your neighborhood that you're sitting in a line for, and you've got ice cream melting in June in your trunk.
I mean, I've never really seen anything where they're blocking off an entire street or anything like that. It's usually they're
It
just
could
driving
happen
by the house.
If it becomes a thing.
Yeah, I mean,
If it inconveniences me one fucking time.
That would get old fast.
But
I don't know.
like,
I still think it's
handshakes
cool.
are definitely coming back. Because is hugging going to stop? Like, you
No.
walk into a bar, you see your buddy, you see your friend,
Especially
something like
after
that, you're like,
this.
I haven't seen you in a year, give me a hug. Hugging's not going to fucking stop, so handshakes aren't going to stop.
Especially
You guys
after-
hug? I don't hug anyone that isn't my family.
I
Well, it's
hug.
because you're
I'm a
emotionally
hugger.
closed off.
I'm a hugger.
You hug?
Oh, yeah.
Does it count as a hug if it's like the bro hug where it's like the yo, what's up, bro? And then you put the arm around. You're like,
No,
it's
but,
like
like,
the,
that's
it's
my
like
point
the,
too.
it's like a
That's not-
handshake, like dap almost, basically. What is it called? Where you like,
And then you like touch shoulders?
Yeah,
like-
what's up, man?
yeah, you're like, what's
that-
up, dog?
I mean, I would still count that. It's a half hug. It's a bro hug, like you said. I'll give that to all my friends. But also, I'll just straight up come in here, Give Papa Bear a hug.
Dude, I do that. I have. There's guys that like.
My
Neither
friends.
of you guys have given me a hug before. What is
You're
this?
not a hugger guy.
Because,
You're not a hugger.
because you give off the anti-hug vibe.
And you would literally do the opposite of whatever we did.
Fuck, some people, I'll kiss them on the cheek too. I don't give a shit.
I'll do that.
I'm not really a kiss on
No,
the
I'm kidding, I won't
cheek
do
kind of
that.
guy. All right, so
No,
next time we see
it's
Robert,
a
we're kissing him on the
very,
cheek.
very reserved thing. But so, every so often, just to fuck with him, I'll give my buddy a hug and I'll kiss him on the cheek just because he's not expecting it.
I hug,
Sometimes
I hug
on the
my
neck,
friends,
too?
though. I have a
Not on the neck.
Just a central neck kiss with a little tongue. Not a lot. a
I'm
little.
saving that for you, Robert, because I think you might actually have like an aneurysm if I kissed you on the neck.
You breathe a little hot air into their ears.
We're gonna kiss Robert on the cheek the next time, like when we first get back after all this. Hey, Robert. Whisper sweet little nothings into his ear.
I'm gonna sing "Careless Whisper" as I hold Robert and won't let him go.
But just I don't know, man. I think that the parades are kind of cool. And like I'm a hugger. I am a hugger though. I hug my friends like a lot of times. I'm like, dude, brothers don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug. I'm big on that, man.
Give Daddy a huggy.
And like I'm not like just like when you're at the racetrack not too long ago. Like I saw a couple guys like, let's go, bro. What's up? And you just it's a little bro hug. Not like we're not like lingering, but it's just whatever.
No, if my buddy's somewhere and I get there after them and I see him standing there, I'll sneak up behind him and give him a hug from behind.
That
That's
Michael
love.
Scott.
Oh, that's when you blow into their ear.
That Michael Scott, D'Angelo Vickers hug, where it's like
Yes.
one of them is behind the other one and he's reaching behind him to do it.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. I think the parades thing should be an option when we come back. That like it's like I'm not blowing off your party. I'm just doing a parade. I'm gonna put a balloon on my car. I'm gonna drive by. I'm gonna honk. I'm gonna say, "Hey, happy or congratulations on whatever," and then I'm gonna just head on home. But like I can't.
So like all the Facebook events now, it's gonna say yes, no, maybe, and then parade.
Which doesn't seem like you're opting out. It actually seems like a better option, doesn't it?
I'd
Like-
rather just opt out.
Attending or parading. Like I don't know. If you're parading, it sounds better. It's not, but it sounds better.
Actually, it would be more inconvenient for the host because if you just every time you hear somebody honking outside, you have to stop what you're doing and go outside to see. That's annoying. What if you're pooping?
See, but
And
right
they're
now,
the first one there.
yeah. Right now, I feel like they're like, oh, hey, well, at this time, everybody's gonna drive by, and so like that's how like people go do it. So I feel like that's how it's been this whole time at least. I don't know. But what if we do like a tribute parade? All right. Like, right? That makes sense. Like we just drive by, but it's to like a kid's birthday party. So we'll all load up in our cars separately, and then we'll drive by some random. Like if you got a kid that has a birthday party at Pass Gary Pod, hit us up. We'll all do a little caravan. We'll socially distance and drive by and say, "Hey, happy birthday!" But like we'll use our happy birthday to your kid as a tribute to healthcare workers.
But no, that's what I'm
And
saying.
so if
Wouldn't
you
the
wanted to
tribute
take that,
parade
like,
be-
man, they honored healthcare workers and this 6-year-old and his birthday party. Wow, what great guys! Pass the gravy.
No, the tribute parade would be driving by the hospital. But then
That's what
you're
I was
just
thinking.
creating traffic around a hospital.
I'm just thinking 2 birds, 1 stone.
Well, maybe, hey, there's sick kids in the hospital. You can also dedicate it to them.
There you go.
And it's got to be one of those sick kids' birthdays.
I mean, everybody's got a birthday. As we learned, there's like 1 billion birthdays, not just
Because that's what you
365.
want when you've got a building full of sick kids is people driving by and honking horns and making noise when they're trying to rest. I think this is a great idea. Let's just everyone drive to Memorial Hermann and lay on your horn.
Don't do that just yet. We're gonna figure out. Well, let's do that like this weekend though. I'm down.
Or Texas Children's Hospital, whatever,
do it,
Methodist.
but like not announce it to them though. They're just like, what the fuck is happening? Why did 9 people show up? And
I
just
got to
start
drive
honking?
by it on my way home from work every day. So I'm just going to start detouring and honking until
Or
like a cop
just,
pulls
like,
me over.
Does it count as a parade if you honk, but you're like from a distance though? Like if you're passing on the freeway, and you're beep 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 beep.
Well, that's just going to cause an accident on the freeway.
Or like, but like,
And then we're going to end up in the hospital with the kids.
is a tribute cause your tribute caused an accident.
Solidarity, Pat.
You tributed yourself for those people.
I get put in the same room as a sick kid. I'm like, I'm here for you, bud.
You're welcome.
See this broken leg? That's for you.
That's for you, man. All right, so parades are back, and I think, like, guys, let's make this a thing that stays around after everything goes back to normal.
It's not.
No.
Our other comeback kid is opening up. I'm not talking about legs, fellas, if you know what I'm talking about. Probably because a lot of you ladies, though, have been I don't know. I feel like legs are going to be opening up when other things start opening up because people are going to be able to go out, right? So then people are
I
gonna.
don't know. I just know we're gonna get at least one Gravy Gang baby out of this.
We can only hope. Whoever has the first Gravy Game baby, we're buying you a bunch of merch. Just FYI. So if you want to.
Also,
let
we're
us
gonna
know.
buy the rights to that child's name.
Yes, we've already talked about this. We get 5% of their all future income of that child.
Oh, brilliant thinking.
Mm-hmm.
It's our investment as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did none of the work and we're not going to pay for anything, but
They'll pay us.
they'll pay us.
I'll be the guy that shows up to the kid's first birthday with
It's like a
24
licensing
case of
fee.
beer.
So, all right, Brandon, FYI, his daughter, I think, may be picking football games against us next year. I think we worked that out.
All right.
Because I was like, how funny / humiliating would it be? It would be funny to other people, humiliating to the both of us if a infant beats us at picking football games.
That's true.
She still shits in her pants. You guys don't.
But then again, so
usually.
does Alex.
You guys,
So
it's
does
not
Alex.
all the time. It's not regular. It's not a regular thing. She's in diapers, and she's better than picking football than you guys are.
You should be in diapers.
She probably would have beat me last year on my NFL picks. Fuck. But opening up is a comeback kid this week because a lot of places are slowly going to start opening back up this weekend. Like Pat was saying earlier, I think it's 25% for restaurants. I know movie theaters, they're not all opening up, but they're getting the option to open up. Barbers are opening up too? Some barbers are opening up, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I haven't looked
I
that
should have
far
probably
into
looked
it.
all that up when I put that as a comeback kid. But it's opening things up. Now I am. I'm just gonna come out and say I'm not gonna be one of those people. I'm not gonna be one of the people going out there. I'm a little nervous. This is opening up a little fast. I am for businesses being able to stay open. I want to say that first and foremost. I am just a little hesitant to be one of the people traveling out there, just because like I don't want to get the Rona, bro. I'm scared of the Rona. Are you guys gonna be going out? Like, do you think you're like? I know
Yes,
you
because
gotta
I'll
go
be
to
working.
No, but besides that, like, I know you got to be going to work and stuff. But like, other than like, you don't. Are you gonna go to restaurants and stuff? Are you
I
gonna
don't.
go to the
I didn't go to
movies?
restaurants before this
I
started.
know. I mean, you're the worst guy to ask that question.
My entire life is going to work and going home, and occasionally going to the bar to catch a game or grab some wings.
And it was the same bar, so it didn't really matter. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I'm not gonna
you're right,
dine in.
You're gonna what? You're
I'm
not gonna
not
go
going-
to restaurants.
Yeah, I'm not gonna dine in. Like I've done like curbside pickup. I'll continue doing that.
I'm still
but
gonna
I'm
do
not-
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go in and eat at the restaurant.
Here's
feels like-
something that I've been thinking about too. Is since it's only 25% capacity, and you can only take so many reservations, but people are so starved to be out of their house right now, it's gonna fuck up booking times because it's gonna get to the point where people are like restaurants are gonna have to go listen. You've been here 2.5 hours. We have to ask you to leave now because we've got another table that's booked. And they're gonna be, well, we don't
Are you
want
gonna
to
be able
leave.
to do that?
Eh,
We're patronizing this bar.
Well,
or this
the way we
restaurant.
always did it is we never asked anyone to leave, and if we ever got on a wait, we'd be like, listen, I'm sorry, people are sitting
Yeah,
around,
we've had a lot of your not cools about somebody hanging out until like midnight with you.
Yeah.
I can be like, hey, go home.
But in this situation, you never know because if all of a sudden you can't seat 7:00 reservations because people aren't leaving, and then you're at 7:30, and now you're like way backed up on reservations, you might have to go. Listen, we need you to leave. You've been here for 3 hours. You stopped eating 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
You've been sitting here drinking the same glass of wine for 45 minutes. Get the fuck out.
Or restaurants that don't even take reservations. You kind of just go and sit down. Like they're gonna reach capacity pretty quickly, and then people are just gonna be waiting outside.
And that's
Well,
then
because
like
that capacity, like if you're
you
a,
can't really have people waiting at the door right now.
Yeah.
You have to have the 6-foot thing going on.
like I'm
Because
trying.
like we got a whole list from I don't know, City of Hedwig Village, City of Houston, whatever the fuck it was, of everything you can do. And one of the things is people can't congregate and wait outside the door.
even if they're spread apart,
Well, like that's things spread apart, but nobody will be spread apart
you gotta put the lines on the ground.
because
I guess.
we have tables right outside of our front door.
Just get some chalk though and put like those lines every 6 feet.
But then it would have to be way down the edge of
Yeah,
the
that's true.
and it's so like it's just
But like, well, okay,
it's
so
gonna
like,
be interesting.
like I'm trying to think of like Bullritos near me. If Bullritos has like you can dine in, but it's also like you could go in there to go. Like if like say you're reaching capacity, but people are still coming in to get to go orders, are you allowed to still go in to get a to go order if you're?
Yeah.
Like, but what if your capacity, like say if you had 100 people that could go into a place, your capacity at 25% would be capped at 25 people. But say there's like 25 people there, and then a 26th person walks in, but it's to order to go. Like, are you within?
I don't think they're really going to enforce it that strict.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. Like,
it's a lot of enforcement would have to be done. You know?
It's
kinda like
more
the face mask
more
thing.
on the restaurants to do it, and then
They're just hoping people are doing it the right way.
if you're skirting things, like there's going to be people that go around to check, and you just got to make sure that if you're playing a little fast and loose with the rules, that nobody comes by to check on you.
That's true. But I think there's a lot of places that people would have to go by to check. So
What about Hooters and Twin Peaks? How are the girls going to get their tips if they have to stand 6 feet away?
Oh,
Can't flirt, can't put their hand on your shoulder.
yeah.
I think
That's
they'll
weird.
be okay. That was.
I mean, there's gonna be people that are just, yeah, they're gonna do their own thing.
Oh man, this is the first live pair of boobs I've seen in 3 months. Yeah, here's a 70% tip.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see all that stuff open up, like movie theaters and stuff. I feel like people are gonna go back to movie theaters eventually. I just don't think people are gonna like flood them
I would.
this weekend.
If there was a movie I wanted to see this weekend and I had the time, I'd.
But everything's getting pushed back, so like there's
there are no movies to watch.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm still way behind on all of my movies anyway, like that's what I was like, man. Hopefully, like when this all got announced, I was like, cool, I'll have time to catch up on shit. And then it turned into no, you're working
you're
6
doing
days a
other
week,
things, yeah.
and then one day a week I'm doing this and getting shit faced.
So yeah, I think reopening is a comeback kid, or opening up is a comeback kid, and then I think we got like a phase that we're going to like phase 2. I think it'd be bars and salons or whatever. Gyms and
I
salons.
think so. They said that's gonna be middle of the month, and that's also when restaurants will be able to go to 50%. That's all assuming that this goes well and cases don't spike.
Now, I tweeted this out yesterday because I don't like, and believe me, like lives are important. I understand that, like all lives matter, all that stuff. Everything.
Whoa, careful with that.
Well, everything I'm supposed to say, it's like, hey guys, I care about people, care about all this stuff. If we go out here with this reopening the economy stuff, and we don't respect the fucking guidelines, and we just go all willy-nilly, we don't give a fuck. And I love Texas, but Texas has a tendency to nobody can tell us what to do. We're Texas. I'm not saying they can tell us what to do, but like if we don't at least like respect part of the guidelines, we're gonna fuck up the NFL season, okay? And you guys have seen me mad before, but if you want to see me just fucking riot, then take away my football. Because if you fucking fuck this up, guys, and we lose football season, this podcast is not going to be pleasant. This podcast
Not
is
only
not
that,
going to be pleasant.
fantasy football too, man. If I don't get the chance to defend both of my thrones,
Nobody cares that you won. Nobody cares about your fantasy teams. But
Just had to shoehorn that
we're just
in there.
talking.
What's
We're
up?
just talking fantasy football. We're
Two-time
talking
champ.
about fantasy football. We're talking about the fact that people want to play fantasy football. Nobody gives a fuck how you did or who you drafted or whatever happened. But just like if we,
but I need to play.
football, guys.
I
If
need
we
every
fuck up
ounce of
the
football.
NFL, after I had a draft this week, this weekend was the first real taste of sports I felt like we have had in a long. I mean, I have Alex's Race Wars every night at 5:30, except for Wednesdays at 6:30, which you should definitely tune into on my Instagram. But aside from Hot Wheels racing, this past week was the first time I felt like it wasn't even a live sporting event. It was just a draft. We were watching people get selected to teams that they're going to go play for. There was not a snap taken the whole time. But like did not feel awesome on Friday or on Thursday and Friday. When
It felt so good.
Football. We're talking football. Remember this tackle this guy made? This is so cool. Our football teams are doing this. What are they going to do? Who's building up? Who's going to suck? Who's going to be good? Like all that stuff was awesome. Don't fuck up football season, guys. Respect distances. Just follow the guidelines. If you don't agree with them, just fucking follow them. Because remember in the back of your head, if you fuck this up, you fuck up football season, and I'm blaming everybody that goes out this weekend. Okay? All right? And if you don't think I'm keeping tabs, I'm very vigilant. And I have people. I have spies.
Alex is ready to check tape.
I have hundreds of birds that I have purchased over the last couple of weeks. And I have trained them all to come back and report to me what they have seen. They're
Oh, you
drones.
got some of them government birds with cameras?
Exactly. I have hijacked them. I have overridden their computer programming, and I have taught them to work for me. And they're going to go fly around, and they're going to give me a little intel. And if it's you that's not following the guidelines, I'm going to be fucking pissed. All right? So just please don't fuck up my football season. That's all I ask. Go have a good time. Go have a good time. Just be distant. Enjoy the food you're eating. Be respectful. Just 6 feet, guys. That's all I'm asking. Please don't fuck up football season. And that's that's all I got for the opening up part of Comeback Kid. My final Comeback Kid we got is baseball ? Is what I put, because it could be coming back. So, all right, is this real or is this not real? The newest proposal I saw.
It seems real.
It does seem real. It seems fake. Like the proposal seems like something that would just be made up. Like I didn't believe it until I saw like 3 or 4 articles that were from like places that I'm like, I normally read stuff over here. Like, so they're supposedly cutting down the season to like about 100 games, minimum of 100 games. They're going to let teams play in home ballparks eventually without fans. And then they're going to break down the league and realign the league into 3 divisions. You're going to have the East, the West, and the Central. Now, the Astros, for all of you Astros fans out there, would be in the West division, which is kind of cool because you're going to get to see the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks, the Rockies.
It's also kind of bullshit.
I think so too.
You think it's bullshit?
Like, look at all the divisions. Every single one of them is – all these teams are grouped. Maybe not right next to each other, but at least up and down the coast of each other. Up and down the coast. And then it's – look, it's all California.
It's just the AL West and the NL West, pretty much. Like they threw the West divisions of everything into one, right?
Nobody in there besides it's everybody on the East Coast right there, and then it's the Astros and Rangers. So everyone else doesn't have – like the Astros are the only ones that have to consistently travel halfway across. Yeah, Rangers the Astros and the Rangers, the only ones
Colorado would have to travel a lot.
Oh, really? Is it as far from Colorado to California as it is from Texas to California?
It's not
really
close.
No,
super close.
No, it's a lot less travel though. So the Astros and the Rangers get fucked in that. Hey, sorry guys, but you guys every 6 days or so.
Oh, the plane rides are so tough on your
halfway.
jets.
Yeah, continually being jet lagged. When you got to do half the country every 3 days, yes, that will wear on you.
I don't know, man. I just feel like it can't be that bad. Like you're a professional.
Also, and Robert, what's your thought on it? When it happens, it's going to be all DH, right?
It has.
I think so. It has to be.
Yeah. There's no way you can force teams.
And then I think we may never go back. I don't think we're ever going to go back if this is the case too, which I would love.
No, we'll definitely go back.
I wish the DH would be the DH should be here to stay. I'm fucking sick of pitchers batting. I understand the strategy.
I have no problem with it.
I understand the strategy, but it's like it's either got to be all or nothing to me, and I would rather it just be a DH because I like seeing hitting.
I get it, but I don't think it's going to happen. It gives a different strategy to the game.
It has to. It does, but like, it has to be a DH if we're all.
But also, I would see it being expanded rosters because while some teams were built to have the DH, some were built to not have the DH.
I think it would be.
So like you give 2 or 3 more.
I definitely think it would be, and I think you'd get more bullpen guys. I think you'd get more other stuff like.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like give 2, 4 more players to a team.
I was gonna say like 3 extra guys. I would say to be able to be allotted to. But yeah, I think that I don't know. I was for it, man. And like I personally, looking at the divisions that they had put out there,
I don't like what they did with making the Astros have to fucking travel. But like,
it's basically taking the AL West, the NL West, putting those all together in one division. The NL Central, the AL Central, all together in one division. The AL East, the NL East, all together in one division. I'm all for that shit because, like, the Yankees get to play the Mets regularly in that situation. Mm-hmm. The Red Sox are still there. Like, I don't know. I don't fucking care. I'd like to play the Nats. The Nats, like,
don't get me wrong. Like, I still think the Astros are going to kick the ever-living dog shit out of most teams in their division.
And if you're an Astros fan, are you super stoked that you would get to be in the Dodgers division in this proposed situation?
No, because how quickly fuck them
up, and then you can talk so much shit to those Dodgers fans.
But how quickly are you going to get bored of every announcer big? And this is a rematch between 2017 series and the scandal. You're going to hear that every series.
How quick do you get over that when you beat the fuck out of the Dodgers and then you're like, oh, okay.
And you know what? And I thought about it too, Robert.
You could shut them up real fast.
I had read this the other day too. Is it might not be travel because this might be where they go. All right, all of the West Division, you guys are playing in Arizona.
And then Florida.
The Central
Arizona,
Division,
Florida.
all of that plays in Texas.
Or,
The East Division, all of that plays in Florida. So it might actually not be a lot of travel, but this is a situation where we're going, this season's happening without fans, and we just got to fucking deal with it.
And this is going to always be an asterisk season. Like
I don't think so. You still have to play and win.
Right. No,
If everybody's
but,
playing
like,
under the
team
same
that does
fucking
win it,
rules.
though, the team that does win it, like it's always like I'm not saying that it doesn't take that it takes away from them, but there's always going to be people, no matter what, that were not fans of that team. They're like, yeah, well, say the A's win it. Like the A's only won it that one year because of the coronavirus. Like, they wouldn't have won it if it's a real full season.
But every other team played under the same rules too, right?
I know, but like I'm just
So,
saying,
fuck
you know how
yourself.
people are. You know how fans are. You know how
Yeah.
fans are.
No, I know 100%. And exactly, because if the Astros win it, people will go, well, they only won because
Doesn't
of the
count.
division."
Doesn't count. Well, you had to cheat. You probably released this virus just so you could play a season like this, huh?
In a weaker division.
A weaker division with the Dodgers. Yeah.
And there are a lot of good teams over there, but I mean, you also like Angels,
Dodgers,
they're supposed
Rockies
to
are
be
pretty
better.
good.
They suck. Like the A's, they suck. The Rangers, they suck. But I mean, there's bad teams in every division. It's a very top-heavy division, I think, is just what I'm saying.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to be in that?
Yeah, because I think, well, if you're an elite team, it doesn't matter what division you're in because you can match up with anybody.
Dude, the Yankees are going to totally win their division, too.
Nah,
Maybe
the Red Sox are gonna break all their legs.
They're not going to. By the way,
Aaron Judge is gonna get gonorrhea and can't play.
By the way, the 03 ALCS was on ESPN last night, and I watched it. Like I was getting ready to go to bed, and I was like about to let the dog out, and then it was like 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and they were going to the 11th, and I was like, oh wait. And I looked at the coming up next,
Shut up.
and it was fucking Boone, and I was like, oh, Boone did hit it right off the bat, didn't he? First pitch. I was like, well, hold on, I'll take the dog
What?
out in a second. And just like I knew it was coming. But like I got goosebumps again just watching him fucking jack that.
What happened in
off
the
of
World
Tim Wakefield.
Series that year?
They lost. I know. Well, I was telling Emma that too, because I was like, I remember being so mad that we like did all of that because when they fucking hit that walk off in 03, I was like, there's no way, like they're gonna win it all. Like you're gonna play the Marlins.
You can't
Okay.
demoralize the Red Sox like that and then not win the World Series.
Right. That's what I was like. It's
But
over.
that was the
I thought we were gonna
Diamondbacks,
sweep
right?
them. No, it's the Marlins.
Oh, it's the Marlins here. Right? Oh yeah,
Josh Beckett.
yeah. Yeah, the Marlins were just a buzzsaw in the playoffs.
Did you know
that
that the Marlins have won the World Series every time they've made the playoffs?
year. What?
2 times in history. Fun fact for you guys.
When was the other time?
Like 98, 99?
Oh yeah, that other one then.
The only 2 times the Marlins have ever made the postseason, they've won it all. And so the 03 thing, that was also because I was like, that was the Moises Alou, like Steve Bartman Cubs incident thing was going on in the
Moises
NLCS and all the shit like that. Like, fuck, man. The Marlins are like the worst, just like buzzkill team where it's like,
They just canceled
nobody's a
Baseball Hall
Marlins
of Fame
fan.
weekend.
good. Like, fuck you, baseball writers.
Or it canceled. They're rescheduling it to 2021.
Still, fuck you, baseball writers.
What do you mean, fuck you? So you wouldn't have cared that Derek Jeter's
No, I
induction
care.
got canceled?
I care. But I'm just happy that the baseball writers don't get to go to something because they're fucking a bunch of cunts. Like, they're a bunch of cunts
They really are.
that did not unanimously vote Derek Jeter into the fucking Hall of Fame. So fuck them. And fuck, I hope that guy has,
And then that
I
guy
hope whoever
didn't have
didn't vote him into the
balls.
Hall of Fame got coronavirus. I hope he got coronavirus.
Yeah, I do too. Like,
Oh,
how,
well,
how are you
actually,
gonna do
according to
that?
my calculations, he wasn't that good of a shortstop. Let me
How
tell
can
you
you do that
Fuck
and
you.
then
It was
not
Derek
have
Jeter.
the balls to say that you're the one who did it?
Because you're a baseball writer. That's what baseball writers are. They're a bunch of pussies.
We're not going to let
100%.
anybody into the Hall of Fame because of respect for the sport that we never played, but we just write about it and read books and stuff.
Baseball
Me and
writers
you
are the
could-
biggest group
Me
of
and you
nerds
could probably
in sports.
do an entire 3 hours on baseball writers and how much we hate them.
Well, that's not the way the game used to play. Back when Catfish Hunter used to play, they used to have the spitball, and we used to do this, and now there's pine tar in the game. What is this?
Fuck you, dude. Shut up, old man. Stop yelling at people on your
Yeah.
lawn. Just get the fuck out.
Complaining about pine tar, but had no problems with spitballs.
Or steroids. That they knew what was happening for years, but just pretended they didn't see it. And then, yeah, you're right. We were anti that the
And
whole
only
time.
and by the way, and only selectively care about steroids because we know there's guys in the Hall of Fame right now that everyone knows took but never got popped.
Yep.
And especially if you're a
Yep.
baseball writer, you know who
You had to
was
write
doing
about it.
shit.
You had to write about them, and you knew all that shit.
But it was
you
the
didn't
unwritten
cover.
rule that you found out all this shit, but you didn't write anything about it.
Dude, fuck. The Baseball Writers Association of America is the biggest fucking group of pussies ever. I fucking hate
Let's
them.
get them all in one building and then release Corona in that building.
I don't want to do that. That's terrorism. But, like, I just.
God
I
damn it,
hope,
that's right. That is terrorism. Holy
I
shit.
hope that the guy that didn't vote for Derek Jeter to go to the Hall of Fame is just. I just hope he's having. I don't want him to die, but I hope that he just.
I
like,
hope he shits his pants every day.
Yeah, I hope he like shits his pants in like ways. He's wearing like white pants too, so there's no way to hide it. Like, yeah, I hope he shits his pants. That's what I'm gonna say. That's a nice way to say it. All right. That was our Comeback Kids segment. How about that? That was fun, right? Robert, that just took 4.5 hours. We got to get to our mock draft season. It's our final stats now. Last week we had the mock draft, our final mock draft, because we do mock draft season until the NFL draft happens. And now we are honestly, I don't know if we're going to do a Mount Rushmore season until we have sports. Like, Mount Rushmore season was after the NBA Finals and the NHL Stanley Cup. And, like, we may not have either of those, and we may have them very late where we're already into football season and we're not going to do a Mount Rushmore season. So I hope you guys enjoyed mock draft season. I thought it was fun. We had some pretty good mock drafts, some pretty heated mock drafts. I was pretty happy with the outcome of all of them almost.
The last couple weeks, we did have some really fun, close ones.
And then there was like the ones that weren't like super like good ones were like out there where like we all got the opportunity to just kind of like say random shit. I felt like so this was a good mock draft season. But our final mock draft season final standings. Let's go back to last week's results though. Robert on the mock draft of condiments. Robert beat me and Pat. He had first place with 40% of the vote. Although I mean. Like really, 40%, 31%, and 29% is not a
very close.
It's very
very
close.
close.
And it was I swear to God,
It was it was close start to finish. It really was.
When I looked, I thought Pat had a lead very early, and I think that might have been what you were banking on. Like you got a bunch of votes right off the bat, because at one point, like when we put it up, there were like 20 votes in, and it was like 80% Pat, and then slowly
And then
like
the burners came in.
Well, no, I just feel like. I don't know. I just feel like other people started voting stuff, and like I only have my Twitter, but still. So
Sure you do.
I do. But Robert got 40% of the vote, so he was first place last week. I had 31% of the vote to be second place, and Pat had 29% of the vote for third place. Now the way we do it soccer standings, soccer points. So you get a win, that's 3 points. You get second place, that's going to be 1, and you get third place, you get no points. On the season, the final season standings, I had 5 wins for 20 points. Fun fact about me this mock draft season, the best mock draft season in my career. I never was in last place the entire time. So that, I think, is why I have so many more points, because whereas you guys a couple of times I feel like got last place and got the 0, I always had that at least 1. So I was getting 3 or 1 points every single week. I was pretty proud of it, and the 5 wins always helps. 5 wins always helps. And then Robert was in second place. He had 3 wins on the season with 12 points. Pat was in last place with 2 wins and 8 points on the season. Mock draft, guys. Thank you guys so much. That was my favorite. Like, shout out Robbie Pitcock. Robbie Pitcock's not listening. Robert Pitcock, I remember being in a class with him at SAM, a mass comm class with him. And he's listening to the podcast now, which is pretty cool. But he always weighs in on our mock draft on Facebook, and he'll always put like, no, you should have this and this and this instead of these. And so like he always gives us pretty good advice on who we should have taken, even though it's already after it. But shout out Robbie Pitcock and everybody else that weighed in. Mundo, all you guys, y'all are awesome for weighing in on that.
You know what
right.
I'd like to point out right now?
What?
Is that you say you only have 1, but you're the only one of us that we know actually has access to 2 accounts.
Not true. Robert has access to like 19.
Well, I mean, you and then Rod Ryan Show. I want to know how many Rod Ryan Show votes have been cast for Alex
Because Robert can
when it was
also
close.
look at Rod Ryan Show.
Yeah, but Robert's a man of honor, and you're just not, except when Robert
don't-
uses his burners.
Robert, don't
Robert's
you,
smart enough to not use Rod Ryan as a burner.
I would say Robert has every single iHeart station as a burner possible.
So you guys
But I
admit
don't
that
think
both
he's
of you
using
have
that.
access to lots of accounts. where
Yeah,
I
but
only
like
have.
you can't just like when you have like a work account, you can't just go use it for other shit. Like people can see what you're using it for. Like you could
That is
see,
true.
you could see
Here's the
if
thing, though.
like
You're
say
not going
Robert
to get in
uses,
trouble if you used it to cast a vote on a poll on a podcast.
but you could like see that like Sports 790 voted, and like it would be very obvious that like Sunny 99 voted for Robert.
I can't see that.
Sports 790 voted for Robert. It would be very obvious if all of a sudden they all voted. You know,
I can't see these votes.
I'm pretty sure Twitter shows you, so you can go look.
Pretty sure it doesn't. Because I've tried to catch you in burners before. And because I think back in the day, I tried to actually catch you to see if you were using Rod Ryan. And it didn't give me the option to see. Now, maybe if I went in through the podcast.
Well, you also know that Rod Ryan has access to the Rod Ryan show account. So Rod Ryan
Yeah,
could
but I also
possibly
know
vote
Rod
for
Ryan's
anybody.
not going to take the time out of his day to vote on our polls.
You don't know that. Rod's a cool guy.
I think
Pretty
Pat's
sure.
pushing conspiracy theories now.
Yeah. All right, Mr. 5G.
We're in quarantine. All we have is conspiracy theories, man.
That's a good point. That's a good point. But you're
Plus,
wrong.
you guys are cheaters.
Because if Robert wanted to, Robert could smoke us every single time. Robert literally, you have access to like 8 accounts, and if you wanted to, you could be like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, I could do that. Why? I could be the undisputed like champ of mock draft the rest of the seasons.
Yeah, like Robert would have
he
never
just-
lost.
He uses it just enough to not come in last place. He's a cheater. He's an honorable
I
cheater.
think you're making too much out of this, man. You just had some shitty picks,
Yeah.
Mr.
I
Half
had great
Mustard.
picks.
You were half
I mean,
mustard.
I'm also on the record of saying that our fan base has bad taste. Obviously, because I keep coming in last.
You realize that the bad people you're saying have bad taste are choosing with that same taste to listen to you
Not complete
on
bad
a weekly
taste.
basis.
Not complete bad taste.
I don't condone what Pat's saying, and I think you guys
Yeah.
have great taste. I think you guys have the best taste, I would argue. But yeah, so
They've got
I won
good taste in podcasts and bad taste in basically.
We're gonna mute him on that one. Just look, we can't we're not gonna let him just bash people that are listening to the fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Like
It's
we
either
have
the listeners have bad taste or we're using burners.
Like,
It can't be Pat just losing.
if they tuned in every single week, we're just like, hey, fuck you guys. Like that's pretty much what Pat did just then, which we don't condone. We're not about that. So we're gonna mute him for a little bit. I'm gonna tell you guys about Little M air fresheners, the best air fresheners in the entire world. Because you know what's not cool? When your co-host bashes the people that listen to you. That's about as not cool as when you have a really stinky car. And I know a lot of you guys might be some of the lucky ones that can still go shopping online. And maybe on Friday you can go out to I saw like they had like curbside like mall shopping, which I don't really understand what that is.
Yeah, I don't understand how that works.
I need a Louis Vuitton bag, but also I needed to pick it up at the mall right now. Like Amazon? I don't know. But if you're one of the lucky ones who can still go shopping online and soon to be in stores, go and check out littlemshop.com, littleemshop.com. All orders are 20% off until further notice. Use the code HOMEBODY at checkout. And as always, there's free shipping when you spend $10 or more. You're missing your friends, let them know you missed them by sending them something from Little M. I know that now they have the $2 PDF postcards. You don't even have to leave the house. You can print them out on your own computer and then just send them to your friends, or you can just send them digitally. PDF postcards that say quarantine era, wish you were here, the quarantine zone. They're good stuff. And they're $2. I spent $2 on way dumber stuff. They got a lot of low price items that are both useful and fun. Air fresheners to freshen up not only your car, but any place you have. I know a lot of you guys have some stinky homes and cars right now, especially because I know a lot of the people I've heard are going to the car to get away from the kids. So maybe you've been doing a lot of business in there. So your car smells like farts and coffee. I understand you. They also have hand-painted journals to document this crazy time that we're living in right now, and awesome prints to decorate your new home office. And they've got stickers to give your kids to shut them the fuck up. littlemshop.com. That's littleemshop.com for 20% off with the code HOMEBODY at checkout. Free shipping on orders of $10 or more. You can get air fresheners for $2, and that's not even including the discount code. You get 5 air fresheners. Bada bing, bada boom. You got free shipping. littlemshop.com, the best air fresheners in the entire world. littlemshop.com. They are the official sponsor of Pass the Grade Podcast. If you got a Little M air freshener, hit us up on Twitter at Pass the Grade Pod, at Alex J. Milton, at Not Pat Deanna, and at Robert Barbosa, and tag us as well as Little M Shop. Tag them at Little M Tweets on Twitter and at Little M Shop on Instagram. This is our Not Cool segment where we pretty much tell you guys something that's happened to us in the last week that would just make you say, hey, that's not cool, man. Here we go.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
My Not Cool is really just people bitching about wearing masks, and I'm not trying to be an anti-Constitution guy. I'm not trying to be an anti-rights guy. I'm not trying to be an anti-civil liberties guy or anything. But I feel like
You're just trying to be a commie.
apparently to a lot of people, just the county judge of Harris County, like my county, Harris County judge, I guess, in the county I live in, came out and was like, yeah, we're going to have a mask requirement for 30 days, blah, 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 blah. And then originally there was a $1,000 fine, and the police chief came out and said they're not going to enforce the fine, but that businesses can refuse you if you, like, don't have a mask on and stuff like that. And then just all I saw was, what was funny for a while was the My Body, My Choice people, which was just kind of like, we've reached peak hypocrisy in this country. Where now it's like, do you care about babies? Do you care about life? Do you care about bodies and choices? And everybody's going, like, everybody now's Venn diagram is like the same. Like, we're all just pretty much like 3/4 of the way to it. But like everybody's just kind of a hypocrite. But like, then like just the like, well, you know what? I'm gonna gather to get you. I have the right to peacefully assemble with all my friends, and I know that not everybody that's doing that stuff talks like that, but that's just who I assume is leading the charge of that.
No, they all talk like that.
Well, they go out like, what do you need machine guns for? Like, when you have your AK and you're protesting, like, I get we're an open carry thing, but it's like, at an anti-mask protest, you're going to take like your AK? Like, what do you think's going to happen, bro?
I actually played a fun game at work the other day where I was playing a video out loud, only I could see it, of a bunch of guys yelling at one of those protests. And I look at my coworker and I go, what do you think these guys look like? And he goes, well, I'm guessing,
I don't like that game.
neck beards. There's got to be at least one jean jacket, at least one pistol, at least one rifle, an American flag.
Somebody's wearing a Confederate bandana
all of them
somewhere.
wearing ball caps. And he fucking was just like, I was like, dude, you literally just nailed every single one of these 4 people that were in this video.
Hat, but
there was no MAGA hat, but it was
camo
all,
one.
He said all ball caps, neck beards. The jean jacket was there. I was like, Jesus, like you were nailing this.
Was it jean jacket with patches?
I couldn't really tell because he was from the side, but I told him, I go, all these people look exactly what you would expect them to look like, and he started naming shit off, and I go, yes on literally all counts. So when you say, I know they all don't talk like it, yes, they fucking do.
That's just how I assume it is. Like, we'll say stuff like, we'll talk about the mask ordinance on the morning show, and then there's people that just bitch about it. They're like, fuck you, you can't tell me my rights. And it's like, dude, nobody's telling you your rights. We're just saying, hey, like, my Not Cool is really just the people that are anti-mask guy that, like, and I don't care if you're anti-mask guy. Like, I'm not really a big I'm pretty much an anti-mask guy, but I'm gonna wear it because I don't want to be an asshole.
If you're anti-mask to the point where you're going to cause a stink about being fucking anti-mask, like, yeah, I'd rather not wear a fucking mask too. But it's not worth the energy to fight it.
But also, like, I would also feel terrible if somebody got sick from this virus because I had it and unknowingly was going around into a store where I was walking around amongst the public and do it. So when like I said, when I park at work and I walk in from the parking lot at work, I don't put the mask on. When I leave from work and go in the parking lot to get in my car and go to my apartment, I don't put the mask on. I don't put the mask on when I'm walking to and from my apartment. I don't put the mask on when I walk my dog around the block, which is around my apartment. If I go to a store, if I go out anywhere else in public, though, I will throw that mask on because I feel like I want to be part of the solution.
It's a social
not part
responsibility.
of the problem. It's like putting your goddamn cart back, and I'm not going to get on that. I promise. I'm not going to get on that. But it's like, you guys let me hang out here. Like, you guys are saying we should be able to walk around right now. I'm going to just respect it and try not to get anybody else sick, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to try and fuck up anybody else's car by leaving my cart where it's not supposed to be. I'm going to put it back. I'm going to do what you asking me to do. That's all it is.
And I want to clarify. When I said I'm anti-mask, I mean I'm anti-wearing one.
You
Just
wish you
because
didn't have to. You
Yeah, because
understand.
because it's uncomfortable to wear.
And I have a beard,
But
so
that
it
being
doesn't
said, I'm
really
still
do
gonna
too much
wear
for
it.
me. But I know that it helps prevent the spread if I were to have it, which I would feel terrible again, like I said, but spread it. But like the anti-mask guys, man, they have been out in full force and like it's my constitutional right. You can't force me to do this and blah 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 blah. It's like, just don't go anywhere then, man. Like, just realize that they can cut you off of they can not allow you into a place if you don't have it. And I am so excited because there's
But
always
don't you have a fucking bunker full of squirrel meat and 17 years of canned goods anyway? Why do you give a shit?
Yeah, you have a gas mask. Just throw that bad boy on. But like, there's also like those. Are
I saw you wearing the gas mask at your rifle rally 2 months ago.
Well, no, that was because but like,
because I wanted to wear it. You can't tell me I have to wear it.
There's the people that get in any situation with like a police officer and they pull out their cell phone camera and they're like, look, he's harassing somebody. It's like, this guy is just asking somebody for like, he's a bouncer at a club. He's asking him for an ID or whatever it is. It's like, well, look at them. Let's try and find them doing something. It's like the person's not doing anything wrong. Like, I am so excited for the first video somebody sends me of just like an angry dude. Like, well, why can't I go into Home Depot without a mask? It's a free country. Like, well, sir, we feel like you should have to wear a mask. Like, they're allowed to kick you out. And I was actually,
sir, I'm going to teach you a lesson about private business.
I had to
They're
go get,
allowed to
right.
sell to whoever the fuck they want.
I had to go get a prescription the other day. I have Adderall, so I was picking up an Adderall prescription. And when I went in, there was a guy talking to a lady outside, and she was like, "Sir, we just can't let you in without a mask. We have a mask ordinance, and it's a pharmacy, blah 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 blah." And the guy was not like loud. He wasn't causing a scene. I just happened to be walking in while she was talking to him. He was just like, well, I just don't have a mask. I don't have a mask. And she's like, sir, you can go get a mask and you'll be welcome back. But we're just going to have to require you to wear a mask to come in. And the guy was not being a dick at all. Like, he seemed like he was just a little frustrated that he couldn't get in, but he wasn't causing a scene. So to his credit, like, good on him. But like, he didn't try and like force his way in or anything like that. But like, 100% of the people in the CVS I was in had masks, and I wanted to just I wished I could high five them, but like I can't because of social distance. But I was like, way to go, guys. Way to go. You guys did it. And it's like, I don't know, just fucking follow the rules. Like, if just think about like the fact that like if me wearing a mask into a grocery store could save somebody's life, like, why wouldn't I do it? If like,
or that it could save football.
I didn't want to bring that back up again because I feel like I was harping on it too much. But yes, if me bringing a mask in and wearing that could possibly prevent someone else from dying and or us missing football season, I'm all for it. So just don't, like, if you're not for masks, I get it. Just abide. Like we said, just abide by the rules. Just be cool, man. Just be cool.
What would the dude do?
Just abide. The dude abides.
The dude would abide.
So just be cool. Wear the fucking mask.
What would Jeff Bridges do?
I understand. Just don't be that guy, all right? Just please don't be that guy. Guys, that's not cool. It's just people that are the anti-mask gang this last week. So
I'm with you.
What do you guys got?
Robert, you want to go next or should I go?
I'll go. Mine's a pretty quick one. So this room that I'm in used to be the shed, people called it. It's still being worked on. It's almost done. But that means when I have to do the podcast or when I want to work, I have to constantly be moving my desk and my whole setup back indoors, back into the other room.
How far do you have to
back
move
into
it?
Here. So this room is like of the outside of the house. So I have to go outside of the house to move it into here. So it's like
you have to bring somebody else with you?
Yeah, I get my brother to help me. Because it's a whole setup, because there's a whole bunch of cables just to get this setup up. Get to my computer, my monitors. It's just annoying every single day.
Do you have have you had to do it like where like it's just like he's gonna be gone or whatever, so you're like, well, in like 4 hours we gotta do a podcast, can you just help me move this in? Or have you ever had to like move it all by yourself? Because that would suck.
I have had to move it by myself because I forget the night before.
You just like wedge it. You're like,
yeah,
it's like sliding like left, right, left, right.
Yeah, it's so much more annoying to do it by myself.
That is.
I've got one more for Robert too. Is that he's got the air conditioner in there now.
Yeah.
But I guess it makes a little too much noise for Alex, so really it's not cool, Alex. So while this
I didn't say it wasn't cool.
Robert had to shut his AC off, which I saw you muted yourself for a while at one point. Did you turn it back on?
No, that would have been a good idea, but no, I didn't.
Yeah, that's why I looked down at one point. Not when you were taking a bite of something, but I saw you were muted, and I was like, he probably has that AC back on. But yeah, that's another not cool for you is that you got to turn off the AC while we're going.
I'll just
It's still gonna make noise.
Yeah, you would still complain.
No, I'll buy you. I'll buy you one of the silent ones,
Robert. I didn't even hear it. I'm just gonna be on the record. I think
you're
Alex
not an audio guy, though. You're not an audio guy, though. I didn't bitch about your sound. I just said I could hear some audio. I could hear something at one point.
Yeah, and the plan was to turn it off. I had it set to like 65.
I have never told you to turn it off.
Yeah, I know.
But that actually is.
And if you wanted it on, I have no problem with that.
As long as you keep it sealed, you set that to 65 for a while. It'll leave a chill in there.
If we got a little AC like audio in the background, I'm cool with it.
But also for next week, like I said, whenever you feel like it, just mute yourself and turn it back on for a couple minutes.
It's not a bad idea.
I'll have to do that.
We tend to talk too long anyway, so you'll have plenty of opportunity.
Most just any segment. Pat, what you got for your not cool, buddy?
All right, I have it's a weird not cool, but just like I ordered a mask online and it's like today is the day it's supposed to come. So now my anticipation is at a peak. And I'm just like, I'm worried now that what if it doesn't come today? So like I'm just anticipating this mask coming for like 2 weeks. And I'm super excited for it because it's one of those ones where it's like the neck one and you can just pull it up over your face when you need it.
Like a fisherman one?
Yeah, it's called a gaiter.
A gaiter.
A Gaiter. But yeah, just the anticipation of waiting for that. And my other one though is just my road rage is getting worse because getting used to.
But there's not. Oh yeah, okay.
Here's the thing: getting used to having nobody on the road.
This is gonna be a super big future.
Has been awesome. But no. Now in the last couple of days, I've noticed there's more people on the road. So like where I could just go 75 all the way to work, and if I had to switch over a couple lanes and get around, it was no problem. Now it's getting to the point where there will be 4 or 5 lanes wide of people not going fast enough, and I'm like, the fuck out of the way! They're going like 70. They'll be going 5 over, but I'm like, the left lane is not for 5 over. Get the like multiple times this week on a 5-lane highway, I've had to cross all the way over to the right-hand lane to fucking get around people to go back over. And it's just like there's nobody on the road, but those few people that are fucking it up. And I sat there in my car getting angry and I go, that's not cool. My road rage is getting worse because there's nobody on the fucking road.
You got spoiled a little bit.
I'm still finding ways to get mad at no traffic.
You had a taste. But like, dude, so I was getting road rage today and like, I don't even have to get on the highway coming home from work. Like I live like 5 minutes away, but just like in like regular like roads where like, I was like, am I blazing past these people? Like, because I kept getting over and like there was one person who was going way too slow and I could see there was no car in front of them. So I'd get over in front of them. I'd get over to the side of them and then go across past them and then like cut over because then the next person was too slow. And I was like, I must be going like 60 miles an hour on this road. And I looked, I was going like 30. And I was like, guys, we are going 30 miles an hour. This is a 35. What are we doing? What are we doing? Why is everybody driving so fucking slow?
I actually probably could put like 3 more car stories that happened to me this week on slow, but like I'm not going to.
Just cause I'm gonna add one. Just this guy that takes too long at the light. So like, if you're first at the light, your cell phone privileges go out the window. You don't get yourself like your cell phone better not be up at all. You know, like
or it better not be down on your lap. Like it better be.
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
On
you
top
have to
of your steering wheel to where you're looking at your phone and you can see the light right there in front of it. There's no checking your phone down by
3 times today. 3 times a day, and going to and from work is the only thing I've done. So going the 10 minutes it basically took me to get to and from work combined, I have had 3 honks for people that didn't go at a fucking green light. And I'm not talking like light turns green and I go beep 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 beep. Light turns green. I'm like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Beep 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 beep.
I think you're fair at 3.
They go. I know, but I give him 5. I give him 5 just because I'm like, if I give you 5, then you can't bitch at me.
2, 3, and you just give him the quick bip.
But what's also super annoying is when you're like the 4th car in a line, like a left turn line, and
you're watching it happen. And you're like, I'm not.
And you're the first person. No, you're the first person that honks. You're like, is nobody else like upset. That
Oh,
this is
that,
fucking
yeah.
what's up, car 2, 3? Like, what's happening? Cars 2 and 3, are we just chilling? We don't care. Like, fuck that shit. So yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
So
I'm not gonna. I could
frustrating.
go on with car ones for the rest of time, but like, I'm done. That's my not cool. Another extra not cool.
I'm with you, brother.
All right.
That's
guess-
it. I think that's all we got for not
that was
cool.
our not cool segment. All right. It is time now for my favorite segment that we do every single week, the answers segment. Now, a long time ago, I was told there was no such thing as a stupid question.
Just stupid
and
people.
Nope, was not told that. And I remember raising my
Should have
hand,
been told that.
asking a question, and being laughed at in class. And then I vowed that one day I'd be put in charge, and I would just honor that. I would be like, yo, you got a question, hit us up. It doesn't matter what it is. If you think it's a stupid question, there's no such thing as a stupid question, so I'll answer it. If you think of something in the shower that you're like, I wonder what the gang at Pastor Gravy would have to say, hit us up. If you see something online, you wonder what the gang at Pastor Gravy would have to say, hit us up. If you have a high thought, you wonder what the gang at Pastor Gravy would have to say to that, hit us up. Hashtag PTG Answers at Pastor Gravy Pod. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at not Pat Dan. Robert is at Robert Barbosa 03. You can also email them to us, although email is secondary. We look at Twitter first. We look at hashtag PTG Answers first every single week. But if you want to email them to us, answers at passthegravypod.com. This is the answers segment.
Well, if you just answered the question, why don't you just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
Let's
Real quick,
Okay.
you said if you think of something in the shower. Also, if you notice something in the shower that you're not worried about,
Like a mole.
PTGMD, ask us about it. We'll help you out on that too.
Ooh. If you guys have any medical issues in this trying time,
Hey, and we're in quarantine right now,
hashtag
so
PTGMD at Pascal Pod. I'm down to do a whole nother episode.
we all know everybody's checking themselves out a lot more now than they have been.
That's right. That's
If you got
right.
any questions, ask the docs.
Hashtag PTG Answers at Pascal Pod. All right, let's get to our
All right, let's
first
get into the
answers question.
answers.
This is from our son, our podcast son that we've raised via podcast, even though we're pals with his father, Jerry. Skylar Lester.
Oh my God, it's Skylar!
At OMG at Skylar. Skylar says, asking for a friend. Should it be considered wrong to use your place of work's internet to apply for different jobs? P.S. VTC stands for video teleconference. And that was when
Not
he
at all.
was talking to us about VTCs last week.
No.
I definitely
I mean,
did that when I was
If
working.
you were happy there, you wouldn't have to.
I was working Rockets and Astros games. It was in the same building, but I used that internet to apply for a job within the same building for a different station. So yes, technically, yeah, I did the same
There's
thing.
nothing wrong with it. Always try and move
Just
up.
don't be caught. And a lot of places now are able to track what you look at online. So just think about that next time, though. But hey, if you can get away with it, get away with it.
I mean, I didn't really do that, but yesterday, just to fuck with my boss, I looked at him and I go, I wonder if Buc-ee's is hiring.
What did he do? How did he respond to that?
He goes, what, are you leaving us? And I go, no, but
Not yet.
you got to keep your options open, man.
Yeah, right. So, no, we don't think it's wrong to use your place of work. internet.
Not at all.
Bro, like they got tracking set. Just know that you could be subjected to that.
Well, I will say this. The one time it could be wrong is if you work for a sports franchise and you're communicating with another sports franchise to try and move, because then you could get into murky areas.
hashtag tampering.
Yeah. But
Hashtag
for
tampering.
us regular everyday Joe Schmoes and Jane Schmoes, you're fine. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
And Z and Zai schmoes, whatever you identify as. So yeah, no. I mean, yes, it is cool to do that. Our next one comes from our buddy Todd Voss, last year's PTG MVP at as_seen_by_TV. He hung out with us on our draft live stream on, I believe, Friday and Saturday. But Todd says, why was the owl in the old Tootsie Pop commercial such an asshole?
Who says he was an asshole?
I mean, he was kind of an asshole.
You're handing a sugary treat to a forest animal. You can't expect to get it back.
He just seemed, maybe he wasn't an asshole. He just seemed pretentious.
Oh, because he had the glasses?
He
I
was
think
very
he's saying he was
uppity.
an asshole because they would ask him, how many licks does it take to get to the center? And he goes, 1, 2, crunch,
three.
and then bites
And
it.
it's like, dude, you
But
bit
here's
it.
the thing, you're
you
also
could have bit it
letting-
in the first thing. Like you gotta like it. Like did you say bite it? Because if he just bit it in the first bite, in the first bit, like the first chance he got, then like it could take one bite and 0.
But like it's not like he's stealing the Tootsie Roll Pop from the kid. You're not
kid
going to
gave
let
it
an
to him.
owl lick your pop multiple times and then put it back to you.
I don't know if it's the Tootsie Pop.
So it's not
owl,
like it was
right?
stealing. He was just holding it for the owl because the owl doesn't have opposable thumbs.
He has talons though, which are
It does have
basically-
talents. But
Yeah,
then you
those are
got to like
talons.
you got to like balance on one foot in your ass cheek
Dude,
while
owls
like
have a
lifting
lot
one
of time,
foot
man.
up.
Owls have a lot of time to do that kind of stuff.
I don't think he was an owl. Or I don't
Pretty
think
sure
he
it was an owl.
asshole.
Pretty sure it was an owl.
I don't think he was an asshole. It's just like, man, did you ever make it to the center of a Tootsie Roll without biting?
No, I never.
No,
did.
you
That's a
didn't.
good point.
No. Nobody has
Robert,
self-control,
thoughts?
and it's scientifically proven that owls have less self-control than humans.
Do they?
Oh
Is
yeah,
it?
dude, you learned that very early on. It's just known
Where did you learn that, buddy?
from the Tootsie Roll Pop commercial. Can you dispute it? Do you have any backing evidence to dispute your hypothesis?
I just think the owl was an asshole.
No.
Maybe the kid was an annoying little prick too. So I don't know.
Which is more likely than not.
That is
because
true.
most kids are. But also, he's not an asshole. It's just Tootsie Roll Pops are delicious.
No,
and
he's
then
like,
you're like lick,
like-
lick, chocolate.
what if that let's make like our own little like Pastor Gavy short on like how that kid really was towards the owl, and he's just like that's the kid
He
that like
probably threw rocks at him all the time.
not even that. Like that's the kid that just like he's the most obnoxious kid you get stuck with. Where he's like, how many cars are there? How many colors are there?
100%.
And he's
That's
just
what it
asking
is.
you every question in the entire world.
Every
and you're
day.
like, shut the fuck up, kid. He's like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? And the owl's like, fuck you. You have a Tootsie Pop. Watch this. Guess who doesn't
Every
get it, bitch?
day that kid walked up to that owl and said, "Hey, Mr. Owl," and had another question for him. And the owl was just finally tired of bullshit. He goes, "Oh, you want to know how many? 1, 2, crunch. Go fuck yourself, kid."
Robert would totally be the owl.
I'd be the owl.
Yeah, you got that
I could
owl
actually see
personality.
that.
Not like you wouldn't be like being a dick, but you would be a dick to like prove a point. You know, you'd be like, you know what? Shh, hush. Not like fuck you, but like subtle
Yeah,
fuck you.
just in the way that Robert would be like, "Oh, give it to me, and I'll tell you," and then he'd like fly away.
Because Robert would never tell, like Robert would never say like "fuck you" to us, but like I feel like Robert would do stuff that would like be like a subtle "fuck you," where it's like we
Yeah.
got it by his actions, and that owl
Like if
would
Robert
say,
had
"Fuck
control
off,
of the
kid."
mutes,
Leave
I
me
feel like
alone.
he would mute me.
Oh, we would both mute you, and we have, so you're good. But no, I think I don't know.
No, the owl's not an asshole. He was an annoying kid.
He was an asshole because the kid was obnoxious. We'll give him that.
He's not an asshole.
I think he's an asshole, but he's an asshole because the kid's annoying as shit, and kids can ask a lot of questions.
All right, Robert,
I think it was.
I know you can't say the word, but you're the tying or tiebreaker.
Uh-huh.
Is the owl an asshole? Yes or no?
No, I don't think he is. I'm Team Pat
Let's
on this one.
go. Here's what's crazy: is me and Robert agree on these so much.
Yeah, I do.
Alex. You would think me and Robert would not be the ones agreeing on these things all the time.
That's like there's a Nick Swartzen bit he used to do about how his nephew would always talk to him about Pokemon. He's like, I didn't give a fuck about Pokemon. And he would be like, and there's this one who does this one, and this one who does this one, and this is Pikachu and he does this, and this is Charmander and he does this, and this is Bulbasaur and he does this, and this one does this one. And he was like, so I listened to that for 15 minutes, and then I said, hey, come here, I want to show you something. And I took him to my sister's, and I opened her medicine cabinet, and I read to him every single prescription in her cabinet, and I explained to him what it did. And he didn't seem interested. And I said, you see, that's how I felt.
Actually, what it made me think of was when Bill Burr was talking to his friend's kid, and the kid was going off about like moons are this size, and Bill just goes, "You know what? So I didn't want to listen, so I just poured some water on the kid."
Go away. Just go away. Kids are the best though at like that shit.
They're
'cause
awesome,
like,
and
well,
they're
like
the worst.
when
at
you,
the
but
same
you
time.
can get out of a lot of shit with a kid because you're just like, it's not my kid. One, and I'll just be like, I don't know. He was being
Yeah,
weird.
You pour water on it and you walk away.
Kid was being fucking weird, man. I don't know what you wanted me to do here. All right, so that was a good question, Todd. That was a good question. Our next question comes from our buddy Josh Tree Cottle at Joshua Tree 713. He says, "Is a homing or carrier pigeon a boomerang?"
I actually could almost get behind this, but I can't because
It
you
is.
have to throw a boomerang. Well, now if you release the pigeon like
You
that,
release it, that's a throw, bro.
then I can get behind it. But if you're just like opening the cage and it flies
Bro,
away, then
a
no, it's
boomerang,
not.
bro. It's a boomerang.
No. Can you at least agree with me on this? If you have to release the pigeon by hand
but
for it
you
to
would,
be right.
yeah.
Well, I'm just saying some carrier pigeons you just open the cage.
In the one instance where I owned a carrier pigeon, which was one time, and that carrier pigeon did not.
That
come
never
back.
happened. You're lying to the people.
No, it did. It did. I was
Nope.
briefly my freshman year in a band, quote unquote. We played 0 shows. We were not good, and everybody quit before we did anything. We had a bass player that did not have a cell phone, and we thought it was a brilliant idea to just get him a carrier pigeon. And then we were like, well, we can talk to him every time we want to. If every time we want to talk to Groover, we'll just send the carrier pigeon out that way, and it'll be fine. And didn't work at all, because apparently you're supposed to like keep it in the same place for a certain amount of time. And we were like, what's it been? We're supposed to keep it for like a week and a half or 2 weeks. It's been like 3 hours. I'm pretty sure he's got it. Like this guy.
Did you just tackle a pigeon?
No, we bought one on Craigslist, and I mean, it's very true. It's very possible we got swindled. Very possible.
So
we
you
got
just
swindled.
bought a pigeon from a crackhead.
No, because the guy had like, if you saw where we got the pigeon from, the guy was a pigeon guy. He had like we went to his
That
house.
doesn't mean he's not a crackhead.
We went.
He had a top hat, Pat.
Yeah,
He seemed
did have a
very
top hat. He looked
reputable.
like Abe Lincoln. He looked
That's
like
a
Abe
very
Lincoln. He was
crackhead
honest.
accessory.
He
to
looked
have.
very honest. He had a lot of pennies. He's a big fan of the $5 bill. It was fun. No, we went.
You
to
have
this
any
guy-
idea how much crack you can get for $5?
No, but we were in Huntsville, so we went to this guy's like house/farm, but he had a bunch of like, it looked like chicken coops, but they were for like birds, and he just had a shit ton of pigeons in them. And we were like, do you just catch the pigeons? Like, oh, I had a couple, I breed them. And I was like, all right. And he was like giving us all these directions. And I think it was a week and a half or 2 weeks that you're supposed to keep it in a cage so it can get its location or whatever. I didn't understand it all, but we literally waited, and like the night we got the pigeon, we're like, no, it's fine. It can figure it out. Like, how is the
How
pigeon
would
going to
it know
figure out
where
where
to fly to?
Didn't think that through. No, it's like a Jeep. Like it uses not PTSD, whatever it is.
ESP?
ESP uses ESP.
So hold on, wait. Are you supposed to keep it in one location so it knows where it is?
It knows where it
Travel
returns.
to the other location. No, but then I would think you would still have to travel it to the other location.
We
that it
didn't
flies
listen to
so it
everything the
knows
guy
two
said
to go back
because
to.
it was classic. Like we're better than whoever we're in front of right now. Like we were just idiots. Like yeah, sure, dude. All right, how much is it? Cool. It's $45
hold on.
or whatever it is.
How much was it?
It was like $50.
Oh, okay. I was worried you were going to tell me you spent like $400 on a fucking pigeon.
No, I'm telling you, the guy had like 100 birds. Like Pigeon Man on Hey Arnold, like the guy had the cages and stuff, and like lived on a farm. Like it was not like we found him on Craigslist. Like we didn't believe.
I'm telling
it.
you, knowing nothing about this, I'm pretty sure the bird is supposed to spend multiple weeks at the starting
100%,
point.
dude.
Multiple
We got
weeks at
ripped
the ending
off.
point. Carrier pigeons don't go just wherever you send them.
Also,
they go
carrier pigeons
specifically
don't
one
exist
point back
anymore,
and
man.
forth.
Carrier pigeons aren't a thing in
Oh,
2020,
they
dude.
exist. Oh, they exist.
Not really, but
You,
still.
you think in underdeveloped countries there's no carrier pigeons?
In the United States, there's not enough carrier pigeons. Okay, I'll give you that.
Bet.
I'll give you that. But
No.
like,
I guarantee you there's carrier pigeons in the U.S.
dude, it was really funny because then like we were like, well, he hasn't come back. It wasn't that far. We sent him. It's like, yeah, no shit, dude. We didn't know where to. Like,
Yeah,
we just
also, it's
assumed
not
we
like-
just put a note on the pigeon's like foot, and he's gonna just fly back to it. Like he's gonna know where to go one, and then he's gonna know to come back to us. Never came back. Was gone.
Please tell me you guys were drunk.
We weren't, but
Were you inebriated in any
no,
way?
we were just dumb, man. We were just dumb.
This is so frustrating to listen to.
It's like a funny story now, though, right? Like, did you ever own a carrier pigeon? Because I owned one partially for like 2-3 hours.
You
It was-
never thought of how the pigeon would know to
No,
get
but I
to
think this was like a How I Met Your Mother episode, though. I think like if you like, it would be a brilliant idea to train carrier pigeons just to fly back to you, if you owned them, and then you could just resell them.
But they always like you have
No.
to train them to fly to where they're flying
Right,
to.
right. But like, you train the pigeon that no matter where it's trained to fly, it flies back to you.
Alex,
Because
most
then that
people are going to
person-
ask, "How do I get it to go where it's going to?" You
Right.
were the only person on the
Right.
planet that did not think to ask this.
Oh no, we did. I just didn't pay attention. But because there were 3 of us, and I assumed that one of the other ones paid attention. But still, like
Jesus Christ.
the brilliant idea would be to like train the pigeon that no matter where you are taught to fly back to me regardless, and then you can just resell the same fucking pigeons over and over.
Like
and
in Snatch with the dog.
100%. Yeah, you're like, this is the 19th time I've sold this pigeon because it flies back to me every single time. Like, that's where you win. You have like 10 pigeons and you're good.
Because nobody's going to come back and be like, "My pigeon flew away." And be like, "Oh, I recognize that pigeon." Oh,
And
fuck,
you like
pigeons
can't go to the
flew
cops and be this guy sold me a pigeon that didn't fly to my friend's house and then fly to me. And also, yeah, I gave him a couple hours before I let him go.
away.
It was dumb. Whatever. We didn't want to take care of a bird. We just wanted to see if it would work. All right. So a homing or carrier pigeon is definitely a boomerang, I would say. If it
As
works,
long as you
when it
physically
works.
throw it.
when it works. If it comes back, then yes.
Oh, so you admit that things aren't boomerangs unless they
Well,
work.
okay, so it's a good
Oh,
boomerang
you
if it
just
comes
fucked
back.
yourself
No,
up,
no, no.
my friend.
No, it's a good boomerang if it comes back. If it doesn't come back, it's a shitty boomerang. So the carrier pigeon we had,
I will
shitty
forever
boomerang.
remember that.
Shitty boomerang. So it's a boomerang regardless. Is it a good boomerang? It depends if it comes back or not. Mine did not. Mine was not a very good boomerang. All right. Our next answer to this question, excuse me, is from my buddy Daniel Tom Chesson of the Weekly D podcast on the Pass Your A Podcast Network. Listen to that after you listen to this week's episode and the High Dive episode. Weekly D podcast, free everywhere you listen to podcasts. Daniel Tom Chesson at Daniel_Blake on Twitter. He says birthdays, just womb anniversaries.
Nope. But the day before is.
Well, your birthday is the day you came out of the womb.
But like, would you celebrate working at a company every day on the anniversary of the day that you left, or every year on the anniversary of the day you left the company?
I don't think you'd celebrate anything on the day you left anything.
Would womb anniversary be the anniversary of the day
Womb-iversary.
that you entered the womb? I don't think your womb anniversary is the day you left. That's your birthday. The anniversary could be the day before you were born. Now that I could see because that was
Mhm.
your last full day in the womb.
Right.
I think that's what it is. It's the day
Right.
before you're born.
Bobby Jokes, I need you to weigh in on this.
I like the other thing that Pat said, that it's the day you entered the womb.
But do we know that? Because you're just like
That's
a
the thing we
sperm.
can't know. Now, like
So
you
it's
could
like you
maybe knock
something-
down a conception date, but the actual day the sperm hit the womb, I don't know how long that process takes.
How long does it take?
Is this hours or is this,
Like,
minutes?
can you be like
It's
super
probably the
pregnant?
conception date.
But can you be like super pregnant or just pregnant? Not super pregnant, just pregnant, regular pregnant. Super pregnant is when you're like, oh damn, she pregnant. But like, but can you be like pregnant though within like 10 minutes? Like, what if you had super fast sperm?
No, I think it takes a few days.
We're gonna Google it. Don't worry.
I
I
think
would
it
say
takes, like-
I would say it's somewhere between a
All right, let's
few hours-
take over unders.
to a few days. A few
Over
days
5.
seems
No.
long though.
5 hours?
No, days.
I'm gonna guess hours. I love how none of us have any fucking idea.
How long does it
I
take
would
to get
guess
pregnant
hours
after sex?
like it feels weird that your sperm would have to travel for days in there.
What'd you say, Bobby
You know what I'm
Jokes?
saying?
I said 5 days.
It can take up to 6 days after sex for the sperm and egg to join and form
Up
a
to.
fertilized egg.
What's the minimum?
I don't know. Look, I just looked at the first thing on Google. It's obviously fact.
If it says up to 6 days, then I think the measurement is days.
Well,
Not,
on the flip side, conception can occur very soon after having sex as well. Does not give me a timetable. So within 6
But
days.
very, very soon, I would say it's hours. So literally,
And
it was any time
possibly
between what me
soon.
and Bobby Joke said.
But very soon, depending on what. We don't have any concept of time with very soon.
So,
Very soon
in
could be
that case,
between world wars.
In that
No.
case, is the conception day the day of the fuck, or the day of the egg hitting the womb?
The conception day, I don't know if you ever know. How you were conceived, you would know if your parents told you, you know? Like we do the pregnant bikini contest.
Oh, I
and
mean,
that's one
you
of my
could
favorite
definitely
things
know
where Rod's like,
conception
how
day.
was this conceived? Where was this conceived? And they're
It
like,
could be a
my
one-night
mom's
stand.
basement.
A one-night stand. You could definitely lock down conception day. Most likely, you're only going to be able to do that if it's not somebody you're in.
So
a
I think Bobby
relationship
wins with within 5 days.
It also said no. It says up to 6 days, but I think it's a tie.
So if you get pregnant like within like an hour or two, you're super pregnant then, right?
No, that just means you got like strong swimmers.
Super
man.
pregnant, bro.
Strong swimmers.
Emma thinks me saying super pregnant is funny, which is why I'm just continuously saying it because she is laughing even though none of you are.
Here's what it is: if you get pregnant
And right
away,
now I'm playing in front of an audience of one, so I'm
have-
fine with that.
if you get pregnant right away in the first couple hours, you
She
get
thinks
strong
I'm
swimmers.
killing it.
If it takes 6 days, it means you have spies.
Emma can't hear
I'm
anything
just
you're
laying-
saying, so she's just thinking I am slaying right now on the podcast. I'm not, but in Emma's mind, she's like,
Oh,
Alex is
I'm
crushing
sure she knows you're
this.
not killing it.
She's just
Well,
hyping me
Oh,
up.
would you agree with me on that though? If you get pregnant right away, you got strong swimmers. If it takes 6 days, you've got spies. Like those are undercover agents behind enemy lines.
No, I don't think so.
I disagree because I would say they're just being cautious, you know, like depending on what they had to navigate through.
So those are the sperm that play double dutch and like don't ever like they take forever to jump in between the jump ropes.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
The one. That's the one. They can't find that.
Damn, I
perfect
really
window.
thought spies was gonna take off, but I guess I'm fucking wrong on that.
When I remember in gym class when like jumping rope was a thing, I got
Killed
really good at double dutch at one point in time, and I tried it like later on in life and was never good at it.
No, double dutch. I
You
was
good at
at
double
best
dutch?
Okay.
Emma said she's good at double dutch.
Single rope though, I was a beast at single. Like
If you gave me enough time with single rope,
throwing.
dude, what is it? Red or Jump Rope for America? The like Red Cross thing that they used to do. Like I
Oh,
was
yeah.
every fucking year. I was like one of the
Oh, I was
top jump
king.
ropers. One of the
King.
top jump ropers.
The
I could
the
do all
single,
the swooshes, all that, like the like side to side, which is my favorite because you're not really doing anything when you look.
Yeah,
at
that
it.
was
Like,
bullshit. I
I'm
always
just,
thought
like,
that was
doing, like,
ridiculous.
fake tricks. That's not a trick. I didn't jump over anything.
But I'm telling you, the one where like when you got it going, where it was 1 foot in between every one, so you're basically just running. Dude, I killed it at those.
Dude, I got when I was young.
Or
I,
when
like,
you cross over and keep going.
well, like when
Bro.
I was a kid, I learned like boxer jump rope ring. Really, like that's pretty much like how I like the skip.
The triple.
Where it's just like you're just jumping as fast as you can, as little as you can, and like after you like I figured that out very fast, like as a kid in gym class doing that, and I was fucking able to like just murder it. Cause like my fine motor skills were okay because my mom was like a kindergarten teacher, so like I developed those pretty quickly. I feel like, and then like I was able to just crush it at that point, and then I got to like real school and was like, oh yeah, I'm not good at athletics. Oops. All that jump roping in 3rd and 4th grade really didn't pay off, did it?
Yeah,
Didn't
man,
pay
it's
off at all.
crazy that athletic ability didn't transfer for you.
I can't believe it. I thought once I had like that 3rd, 4th grade athleticism, I made it. So birthdays, not womb anniversaries. I feel like I'm getting outvoted on this.
No.
Robert,
would
you're
still
gonna
say-
go with no.
Alex,
I'm going with
you're
no.
actually the tiebreaker on this. Is
No,
it the
Robert
day
said no.
before or is it the conception day?
I think the conception day is the day of the day you have conception, but we don't know when the conception.
The question just asks just womb anniversaries. So
So
it doesn't
no,
say when is it.
We agreed that it's no on that, but I'm just saying, is the womb anniversary? We've already agreed that it's not birthday. Is the womb
It's an
anniversary
answers
the
question
day
based on an
before?
answers question.
Yeah, that
A
it
double
evolves.
answers question.
Alex, he says it's conception day. I say it's the day before your birthday. What do you say?
I think is when you enter the womb.
Or
you have to be
enter womb
considered like a
/ conception
fetus,
day. That's
right?
what I meant. Because entering womb, I guess, would be actual
Like a
conception day.
fertilized egg is considered a fetus, right?
That's not what we're talking, Alex. We just need you to pick one or the
How
other.
long does it
Is
take until you're conceived?
No, is
You're talking
is
all you're all
womb day- is your womb anniversary the day before you're born, or is it the day that you enter the womb?
day you enter the womb.
Okay, God, like
Fuck you.
I feel
Pat.
like you made that so much tougher than it needed
I don't know.
to
There
be.
were like 19 conversations going on in that last one.
There really wasn't. You're
I
just
felt
not
like
good
it.
at tracking
All right,
things right
our
now.
last question as I open up my
Thank God.
final bombshell blonde that I have in my bucket.
Bonnie!
Bombshell2020.com /Star Brewing Company, the best beer in the entire world. Here we go. Jingle Blake Wonder at the Sexy Bananas on Twitter. Fantastic Twitter handle. And he, I believe, just won something on the buzz this morning. So shout out to Jingle Blake. Jingle Blake says, if I were to sneeze in front of a parrot, would it sneeze back or say, bless you? Now, Robert, you own birds, so you are going to be the first person to answer this question.
I would say it would sneeze back.
Mm-hmm.
It would
I
sneeze
concur.
back. Because you don't normally just say bless you to the bird. I think you more frequently would sneeze.
Because parrots are typically like they imitate you. They don't know what they're saying.
Now, I'd say the one exception would be is if a priest owned birds. They might already know how to say bless you.
Right.
But for the regular person, I would think the birds or the parrot would just sneeze back at you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think a parrot, what if it just squawked at you instead? And it was like,
Or actually, it would probably just repeat
what if it
what you
didn't
say
know?
the most
If
when
it
you're
didn't know
drunk.
about, because I feel like it would only repeat stuff that it knew to repeat, you know?
Well, I feel like the most often when you're talking to your parrot, you're going to talk to it the most when you're drunk. So whatever your drunk catchphrase is, that's what it's going to repeat back at you.
I would. It'd be like, domino, motherfucker, if it hung out.
Like that would be the best.
I don't say that ever, but that would be really funny if that was my drunk
weird
saying.
phrases. No, but that would be the kind of thing you want to teach your bird. Like something you don't even say, but someone walks in, "What's up, birdie? Domino, motherfucker."
Domino, motherfucker is my new thing.
The name of this episode.
It's a new thing I'm going to start trying to make happen. Domino,
That's
motherfucker.
better than darling like a marlin.
Nope. Don't you talk about darling like Marley like that. So just FYI, a little inside baseball for you guys. If you listen to the Rod Ryan show, we have the Fresh Out of Bed head-to-head challenge. And I normally will give them the option of like having us walk them through the victory speeches where they just repeat after us. And I am the one in studio right now. So if you don't think Darling Like a Marlin is going to make an appearance in some victory speech for Fresh Out of Bed, you're wrong. Like, that game was Darling Like a Marlin. Join me tomorrow as I make it win number 4, bitches. Oh, that's happening eventually. You just wait.
I'm sure it will happen. I'll never hear it because I don't wake up that early, but
Oh, I'll send it to you.
I hope you do. Please, please do.
The people will chant that Darling Like a Marlin is the best new catchphrase of all time.
If you say so, bud.
I'm just saying. But yeah, I think that the bird would sneeze back just because it's taught to like imitate you. If we're just talking,
Yeah,
about parrots,
it's definitely sneeze back
because they don't know what they're talking about. They just know how to imitate it.
All right,
we
solved it.
There we go. So that was our answers question. If you got an answers question for us, hashtag PTG answers to @PassTheGravyPod on Twitter. I'm at Alex J. Milton. Pat's at Not Pat D, and Robert is at Robert Barbosa 03. Please share us with a friend. Tell your buddy, hey, I know maybe you're stuck at home. You're having to work from home. There's this awesome podcast to listen to. It's called Pass the Gravy. It'd be really cool if you could listen to that and go give them a 5-star review on iTunes. Let them know who sent you there. Roast us in the comments on our iTunes reviews. And the best review at the end of the year was going to get an award for our Gravy's Best Review of the Year. You got to have at least 5 words in the roast of us, but just roast the fuck out of us. Give us the 5 stars and then roast the fuck out of us. You got to give us the 5 stars first.
Do it.
You guys are
Who wants a real roast this year, too? Like, get personal. Make me cry.
Yeah. Make Pat cry. Don't make me cry. Just make me be like, oh, okay, cool. But still, you guys are awesome. I love you guys. I hope you guys are staying safe out there. Wear your fucking masks. I get it. Like, we don't all love the mask. But just wear the fucking mask. Just be cool.
Just do
Use the hand sanitizer. Wash your fucking hands. Be part of the solution, not part of the problem. That's what we're about here.
Give your balls a tug.
Give your balls a tug, yeah. It helps keep the white blood cell count high, and it helps you fight the virus if you have it. So who knows? Who knows? And just give us the 5-star review. Share us with a friend. We love you guys. Follow us on Twitter at @PassGravyPod, Instagram at @PassGravyPod, Facebook @PassGravy Podcast. Go back and listen to the High Dive episode. I got a couple episodes that I'm talking about working on this weekend, and I'm gonna record. We're gonna have another bonus Monday episode for you guys again. And you guys be safe out there. Be cool. Don't be a bitch. And until I talk to you guys next time, pass the gravy. Yeah. Bitches!